Say it clear. Say it right. Say our name. Built this nation with our bodies and brains. You benefit, don't give us credit, say our name. We FBAs, foundational black Americans. You want us to fight every time you in pain, but when it's time to vote for, silence remains. Yeah. They wanna be us, from the style to the hair, from the lips to the hips, body shaped in our glare. They cross borders, profit off the fight, civil rights paid in blood just to stand in this light. Asia to Africa, you walk through the door, but this land got a history you can't ignore. FBI fought and still fighting today, made room in the system that kept us away. You praise the same power that never chose you, turn your back on the ones that broke chains just to move you. Say we don't know where we come from, that's wild. North to the south, this land raised my child. Built this nation with our bodies and brains. You benefit, don't give us credit, say our name. Say our name, say our name, say our name. We FBA, foundation law, black American. You want us to fight. Every time you in pain, but when it's time to vote for, silence remains. We were renowned, check the globe for proof. Streetwear in Japan still mirror our roots. K-pop chase decade, study how we move. Rapper world language, everybody fluent. From Atlanta blocks to Mumbai lanes, Hannah McCann spitting bars. Connected to the flame, that ain't hate, that's impact, that's reach. Culture travel worldwide when the source run deep. They copy the look, they borrow the sound, but skip the respect when we still hold the ground. Love the rhythm, ignore the pain, celebrate the wave, won't say the name. This was home, before permission, before approval. Say our name. Built this nation with our bodies and brains. We benefit, don't give us credit, say our name. Say our name, say our name, say our name. We FBA, foundational black Americans. You want us to fight. Every time you in pain, but when it's time to vote for, silence remains. Say our name, 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 don't need your respect, never needed permission. We built everything when we weren't even seen as human. Biting the hand that fed you, surviving on scraps. FBA stopped begging. We learned to build from scratch. Say our name. Say our name.
Y'all don't hear us. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen. Pull up a seat and motherfucking listen.
Pack your bag, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our grind, we outside on it. While y'all fools on the outside looking, y'all show no respect to black America, so leave. Hey.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your district and just fly on.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your district and just fly on.
You landed on the tarmac, fresh off the boat. Talking about y'all building nothing, man, you choking on the note. My ancestors the reason that this country even breathes. Picked the cotton, built the White House, planted the seed. Jim Crow laws, redlined the map, we was the target. You think that struggle's a costume, man, you can't mark it. We fought the wars, we bled the blood, we died for our future's chance. And you come here and give our legacy a side eye while throwing shade on the guard. While you benefit from doors we kicked down with our last breath. Now you spit on the architects who stared down death. Disrespectful, That's disrespectful, ungrateful, a slap in the face to only people who gave a fuck. So let me show your ungrateful ass to the right place.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
Talking crazy on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
This our ground and we outside on it. Why y'all fools on the outside looking? Y'all show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your duties back just like home.
Y'all don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, take your duties back just like home. Passport, the visa, the privilege to be here. Cause my grandma did march for y'all, so disappear from our land. You cosplaying our pain. Think it's a trend you can borrow, but you ain't inherit the ghosts of our sorrow. We the foundation, the bedrock, the soil, and the root. You not no branch on our tree, and unproductive people always cosplaying me.
Talking about we ain't do nothing, you lost your mind. We built this from nothing, time after time.
From the beginning to now, we been the backbone and muscle. Why you look down on the struggle and cause a whole tussle? That energy sky was disgusting, it's whack. So let's make it clear, there's no turning back.
This land is paid for in full.
In blood, sweat, and tears, and dreams deferred.
You don't get to come into a house we built from the dirt and telling Black America y'all ain't worth nothing. That's a violation. Facts.
Pack your bags, time to go home.
It's our soil on our soil where our blood and bones grown.
Show respect, this our ground. Y'all just tenants on a leash.
Or get the step.
Show no respect to Black America, so leave.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business like it just like home.
Don't get it, so it's time to go home.
Get the hell up out of America, taking your business back and just like home.
Yeah, fly little birdies.
Fly on back to where you came from.
This ain't for you. The soil is sacred.
We said what we said.
It's time
for y'all to go home. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far, far away from here. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. So fly a little birdies fly. Far, far away from here. Bye bye, little birds. They thought we forgot, but we never forget. This one's for the rules. We built this land from dust and tears, 400 years, and we still here. They write new rules, but they don't see. Every freedom they got came off you and me. We planted seeds, they took the bloom. We lit the flame, they left the room. But we back now, no disguise. The spirits woke, we realize. All we want is what we earn. That sweat and blood, yeah, that table turn. You can't buy culture, can't fake that fight. This is our day, this is our ride. We LBA. Say it loud, say it strong. We the heartbeat that's been there all along. Foundation of Black Americans, stand tall. We ain't begging for nothing, we built that all. Born from pain and grace, you can see the truth written in our face. We the soul, the sound, to fight the flame. Foundational Black Americans, say our name. They love our rhythm, but they dodge our blues. Use our voice when it fits their news. They take our sound but not our scars. We the backbone, we the scars. Now the veil is gone, the mask is clear. We see the game, we know it's here. No more silence, no more lies. We lift that flag and watch it rise. Rise up, rise up. We the ones that made this nation breathe. Our veins are power, our roots are trees. We know worlds. It's rhythm and grace, and now we're here reclaiming our rightful place. Can't copy courage, can't steal pain. You can't inherit soul by changing names. Our story ain't done, it's the revival. We guard the gate, it's about survival. We FBA, say it proud, say it loud. The world dances on what we vow. Foundational Black Americans. Still we stand, still we fight, still we demand. Every block, every song, we've been right here all along. The soul of a people strong and free. Foundational Black Americans. We the first, we the rule, we the fire. Still rising, still here. Foundational Black American.
We set the tone and they copy the cadence. Dance to our drums and deny the foundation. Wear the style but don't honor the source. Smile in the crowd and you distance and force. Say you not us but you rap like we breathe. Take the rhythm, then fuse the receipts. I ain't mad, I'm just holding the glass. Showing the mirror, now answer it back. I ain't here to cancel nobody. Just keep it honest, keep it solid. If you eat from the table we built, don't act surprised when we guard it. Do you like that? Do you like that? When I flip your sound and I ride like that. Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Cause that's how it feel when you borrow my culture. Then act like we never matter. Hip-hop.
Mike Larry. Now this shit here is what see it is. We're not fighting your battles. We're not carrying your fear. We're not lending our history to people who erased us while we were here. Just cause you're born here, don't make you FBA. That makes you a citizen, learn the difference today. This is lineage, not a look you can wear. Not a costume you borrow when it benefits you there. You used our culture like an access card, backstage pass, a straight facade. But now the mirror's in your face, no disguise. And you're uncomfortable looking truth in the eyes. We didn't leave our land to beg for a chance. We stayed, we fought, we took every advance. That's the separation, that's the line you cross. We paid the price, you learned the cost. You waving your flag on our soil, but fighting not to go back home. Waving your flag on our soil, building comfort on a foundation you didn't know. We waving our flag, red, black, and gold. Stood our ground, never sold. You waving your flag on our soil, scared to build what you claim you love. Our humor, our style, the way we move, the smoothness, the sound, the things we prove. Music we birth, language we shape, innovation forged under constant escape. Warrior spirit means stay and defend, not flee your land and rewrite the end. You call it success, but don't confuse the two. Ease came after what we went through. You abandoned your land and called it strategy. You wave that flag loud, but won't return to build your legacy. That contradiction tells the story for you. fighting not to go back home. We waving ours where we were forged, every inch earned, every brick known. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We can't be deported, and that truth changes everything. We know who we are, and now we see who you are too. Just because y'all born here doesn't make you FBA at all. It makes you an American citizen. It's biologically impossible to be us because it's a lineage, not some damn costume you can just put on to look cool. You immigrants and immigrant Americans has used our culture as an access card, a backstage pass to our culture. Now y'all have to look in the mirror. Our sense of humor, the aesthetics, mannerisms, the style of dress, the smoothness, the creativity, our genres of music, innovativeness, our slang, our warrior spirit by staying on our homeland and fighting and not fleeing to somebody else's land to beg for a better life and shit on the very people who fought to have us there. That's who we are. And we know who the hell y'all are waving your flag on our soil and fighting to make sure y'all don't go back.
You can't leech off our culture anymore. Beat it!
Mike Larry, man, you did it again. We really making history. Let's go. Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound, how you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it loud, don't walk it back. Do you like that? Do you like that? You grew up mimicking us, now y'all switch it up. Turn the carbon copy, y'all ain't black, what the fuck? It's funny y'all connecting to our culture like it's Wi-Fi. Surfing on our waves of our culture, no more Wi-Fi. Stealing my culture for all these years. Look how time flies, all these colonizers in disguise. Y'all hate, y'all still hate us outside. Study doctor, vampires, it's the blood of our guilt. They copy the flavor, sip the juice, love the results, hate the truth. Who? Do you like that? Do you like that? Do you like that? Flip your sound. How you like that? Do you like that? Democratic shields, talking points, the road they fill. Fish and chips, agent on the mic, judging FBA, but ain't you half white? Talking like you one of us, we need a proof face. The agent type, the prune face, like 50 and Jim. It's a cold game, throwing stones cause we built our own lane. I'm joking, kinda, but I mean smile calm, pressure intact. Y'all proud where y'all from, where they flag, beat they drum. But when it's us, tone switch fast. Same pride, but it's too much. FBA pride, lineage solid. You can't put this on, can't try it on. Built here, stayed and fought, that's the difference. That's the car. Do you like that? Do you like that? Say it clear, don't twist the facts. Do you like that? Yeah. Do you like that? Do you like that? Point made. No edit. No care.
You know, erasing history is something that you have to do when it comes to conquest, domination, and destroying a people. If people knew who they were, and what they were capable of in the past, they will understand what they have a possibility or a likelihood of doing in the future.
Foundation of Black Americans, we've always had a culture of resistance. We cultivated a culture of resistance on this land, and we've been resisting ever since we've encountered European domination.
But nothing was really popping in Europe until the transatlantic slave trade, and that's where they amassed a lot of wealth.
One thing that I think is unique about our culture as far as how we resist, how we fight back, is just the environment we were put in from day one. Being only 13% of the population, the white supremacists were very meticulous about keeping that population at a certain amount.
There was never a period when we did not resist the encroachment of the white man.
They have a natural behavior of authority no matter where they go. That's why they'll step up in front of us in the line at the store. We're not important. They don't even see us.
We've never been able to excel. We've never been able to relax. We've never been able to just be, which means that existence is resistance.
It must be something in our DNA, our historical background, to when something doesn't sit right with us, especially spiritually, in our souls and in our spirit, we just say no.
We live resistance. You know, from the moment we're born, we're in resistance. And it's handed down generation to generation.
And so I think that cultural resistance is actually in our DNA, in our epigenetics, and then it blossoms out into the culture.
So there's almost nothing in America that we do, from song to dance to politics to the way we talk, the way we dress, having coded languages considered to be slang today. Everything about Black American culture is a form of resistance.
Of course, they want to always downplay our contributions to the global tapestry because they continue to act like our number one export in this country is not Black innovation.
Everyone understands that our resistance has been the cornerstone of what foundational Black Americans have always done. We are the life that breathes everything into this nation.
The further back you go, the further Black you go. It's just simple like that, brother.
Introducing the B1 Rolodex, the easiest way to search for and support FBA and B1 businesses. Hundreds of entries from the Black grassroots for the Black grassroots. Free to use, free to download, constantly updated. Trouble navigating the document? Try using the map version. Notice a business missing? Use this simple Google form to submit an FBA or B1 business. Also submit anti-Black businesses, which are now being collected in that last tab. Find resources, contact numbers, and much more using the second tab. All the info you need to start practicing group economics today. Go to blacktruthunited.com. That's blacktruthunited.com.
Greetings, Black family. Greetings, and thank y'all for tuning into this special edition of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. I do apologize. We weren't able to do a show yesterday for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced because I had a marriage event to attend. But we will be discussing several topics we didn't get to. Oh, excuse me. On the season 12, episode 6 special edition of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced in conjunction with Frontline Black News, we will be discussing several topics. First one is the war in Iran update, the Nolan Wells autopsy. Damn it, Shabaka, I'm doing the intro. Shabaka, I'm doing the intro. You're going to have to try to get on the phone because we can't hear you. Sorry, Shabaka just called me. The Nolan Wells autopsy results raise more questions than answers. Ugly racist end to Argentina's World Cup run. 4 racial stereotypes or racist stereotypes Hollywood keeps running back. Real life Wakanda, the African kingdoms Europe tried to erase. How a few Black men humiliated the American Marine Corps in one day, and Flocc cameras ACLU raises alarm about nationwide surveillance database. And Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced is based off the 50th anniversary of the founding of the original Blacc Panther Party for self-defense. We started on Blogtalk Radio back in 2016 and have been around for 11 seasons now. 12 seasons now. Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced covers Black experience from the beginning of time until 10 minutes ago. It is also a part of the Frontline campaign that has recently, within the last 2 to 3 years, moved from Blogtalk Radio to Streamyard. Please make sure y'all like and share the broadcast, family. Please join us on Streamyard, YouTube, Frontline Black News. The links to all of our channels are in the description, including Frontline Black News, Frontline Black News 2. My personal page, Jesse Paris, aka Chan Krumah. That's where we stream all the city council meetings for both Denver and Aurora, the community events, the Black community events in both Denver and Aurora, and the Sunday morning food bank, which I've been doing for the past 10 years. And Lady Che's backup channel, Seduction Dog 5991, make sure y'all sub to that so she can start going live on that YouTube channel. Then we got her main channel, the Revolutionary Agenda, the RBA. Make sure y'all sub to that. She should be dropping the RBA either tonight or tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. But in the meantime, make sure to check out the previous episodes. Then we got Shabaka's YouTube channel, Janet 1. Make sure y'all sub to that so Shabaka can start going live again on YouTube. He needs about 6 more subscribers, I believe. And then we got our cousin, our Lokester out the Bay Area, Jay Militant. Make sure y'all sub to his channel too. What's Cracking TV with Jay Militant. The link to his channels in the description. Then we got our brother Kukizi out the Mile High. He used to do the intro track for the Frontline Black News. And now he's doing the FBA culture reports. So make sure y'all check him out. Then we got our brother Breeze Omega, who was with us yesterday for Frontline Black News. Make sure y'all check him out. He was live earlier. Breeze Omega on YouTube. That's our brother from Hempstead, Long Island, who's originally from Hempstead, Long Island, but is now in Leesburg, Virginia. Then we got our brother Church of Black Power, who's live right now. At least he was. Our brother from West California, who's now in Houston, Texas. And shout out to him as well, the Church of Black Power. Then we got our brother Torian Rain Reloaded. It's been around for a decade plus. Make sure y'all check him out as well. We lost Shabaka. Hopefully we can get Shabaka back up. Then we got honorable mentions, Black Alpha Network, Afro Elite, Lisa Cabrera, Professor Black Truth, Jason Black, The Black Authority, Vicky Dillard, Beatzilla, Sincere Love to God, Cass, etc. All those, any ZZ Rants, anybody that's part of New Sister Brooks, anybody that's part of New Black Media, make sure yourself to their channels as well. I can't put all those links in the description, so I have to do honorable mentions. And the last turn, not least, we got our brother Black Truth United. Came in with the B1 Rolodex, which is modern day Green. Hey, Goddess Nobby's in the building. Came in with the B1 Rolodex, which is a modern day Green Book for FBA and B1 businesses alike. And the link to our brother's channel is in the description. The link to the Rolodex is in the description. The link to submit your business to the Rolodex is in the description. And the link to the FBA threat database that he just recently created is also in the description. And then we got Church's Reparations, Freedmen Reparations Party merch. That link is also in the description. We got Michael in the building. Salute, Michael. Council the Congressional Black Caucus and create a foundation of Black Caucus, long overdue. We changed our org petition. Make sure y'all sign that if you haven't already. Then we got Congresswoman Nikema Williams and introduce fully fund the Anti-Black Hate Crimes Act. That's Asian Allies petition. Michael, who's in the chat right now. Make sure y'all sign that if you haven't already. Then we got Take Action Now. Sister Brooks Call to Action. Well, that's over with now. I'm sure she'll be running a different campaign though here soon. But in the meantime, make sure y'all check out her Even Melanin and her backup channel Brooks with an S. The link is in the description. Then we got the Reparations for the Descendants of American Slaves Act. Make sure y'all sign that change.org petition if you haven't already. Make sure y'all donate to Lady Che's GoFundMe if you haven't already. Make sure y'all donate to Exhausted with Fox, our brother who put hands and feet over that chat, the Bussy Chat the Builder, White Supremacist, Chat the Builder. Make sure y'all donate to his GoFundMe if you haven't already. Our brother Joshua Fox, not Chat the Builder. The hell with him. Stop Netflix from releasing the damaging docuseries about Michael Jackson. Make sure y'all sign that change.org petition that Dr. Randy Short put together if you haven't already. Then we got myself, as you can tell from the background. I'm a candidate on the ballot for House District 8 here in the state of Colorado for the Colorado State House of Representatives. The election's in November, and the link to my website is in the description. Then we got copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowances made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education, and research. And I do not own the rights to the music. And if you don't understand racism and white supremacy, what it is, and done over here. What's done over here? No. If you don't understand racism and white supremacy, what it is and how it works, everything else that you think you understand will only confuse you. And all 9 or 10 areas of human and people activity, and that is economics, that's education, that's entertainment, that is labor, that is law, that is politics, that is religion, that is sex, and that is war, and some say health and nutrition. And all 9 or 10 areas of human and people activity. And that was by Mr. Neely Fuller Jr., who transitioned exactly a year ago at the age of 95, ProduceJustice.com. And when you, a Black person, are captured by any race soldier, when you, a Black person, are captured by any race soldier, you must never fuss, fight, or flee. Comply and defend yourself in court, also by Mr. Neely Fuller Jr., ProduceJustice.com. And last but certainly not least, we got racism and white supremacy, which is the only racism that exists in this time, realm, and world. Is conscious and subconscious behavior to maintain white genetic survival, to prevent white genetic annihilation. And that was by the late, great master teacher, warrior, scholar, Dr. Francis Cress Wilson, who transitioned exactly 10 years ago at the age of 80 and would have been 90 as of 2 months ago. And shout out to our FBA brother, Tariq Nasheed, for paying for her funeral, along with several others. So those are the topics. Make sure y'all hit that like and subscribe button. All right, I'm going to go to the first topic because I got to talk to Shabaka to see him on here. So I got several videos lined up in regards to this. Out to Lisa Cabrera covering this. So we're going to give y'all an update on the war in Iran. So the first one is Iran's bold move, what the Trump coffin means. So Lisa going to give us an update on that. Show you the screen. Queued up. Fast forward. Let's chat out.
Oh man, we have a lot to go over. And Iran is really ramping up on the U.S. I don't know if any of you heard about the recent threats that have been coming out. It's been something else. And they said Iran is fighting with fierce. Yesterday, Israel bombed Iran. And they made an official announcement that they're going to get all of Donald Trump's properties over in the Middle East. And we're going to talk about another thing. They have ramped up on threats on eliminating Donald Trump. Okay. And they are not only got a bounty on his head, but on the head of his entire family. Now, the billboard, they said this thing is huge, is of Donald Trump in a coffin. And there's also a billboard of Donald Trump, Melania, Ivanka, Don Jr., Eric, Barron, and Tiffany, all 5 of his children. That's the threat they're making. They're going to take all of them out. So is it propaganda or are they going to make good? Now, let me tell you something else that Iran has revealed within the last 24 hours. They have been studying Donald Trump's motorcade, not only in D.C., but also
Sister Val,
around Mar-a-Lago.
We're
When
doing
he
a
goes
special
back
session
to
tonight.
Florida, they have been heavily studying his motorcade.
Show on Tuesday for Shabakas Black Experience Enhanced.
So
to Wednesday.
We'll get into that at 3:45. But I think they're serious. I think they are not playing around. You took out their Ayatollah. So now they think, it's okay to come and wipe out your leader now, America. Now, the only threat that got me a little concerned is when they said Americans will not be safe at home. That was one of the threats. Americans will not be safe at home.
He's having sound.
Now, in the beginning of the war, Iran, I remember y'all said you did not want to hurt Black Americans. Please keep that same energy. Keep that same energy for real. So it's a lot going out, and we'll get more into that at 3:45. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah, I think it's way more serious. And Iran even put out a threat saying that anybody helping the U.S., they will attack them too. But nobody is helping the U.S. from the beginning. It's only the U.S. and Iran. It's nobody else jumping into planes or fighter jets to go over there and help the U.S. Although he did try to get NATO to get involved, but NATO refused. And, you can't start a war with somebody and then be running around looking for help. And, war is one of those very permanent things, because if you lose your life, you're not coming back. So Donald Trump and Israel are pretty much on their own. And I'm not sure how well they're getting on from what I'm hearing. I'm hearing they're not getting on at all. All right. Let me share my screen.
Yeah, that's a good point, Nabi. There is a lot of Afro-Iranians.
Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. I think this billboard has got to be one of the biggest ones I've ever seen, but you will get a good glimpse at it. So this is a billboard of Donald Trump lying in a coffin in Tehran. And then there's a second billboard that they said is real huge of Donald Trump and his family.
Ooh, they did this like a week ago.
Thank you for the ones.
Today, Iran unveiled a giant mural on the side of a building of Trump in a coffin. And it even included his family. There's Ivanka, Melania, and the rest of his kids with coffins, and the White House in flames. Guys, this is a massive mural. It's in Tehran's Palestine Square, and hundreds of people, maybe thousands, will see this every day. Look how big this is. This is a massive mural. Is this a serious threat or just propaganda by the Iranian government? And we know that there must be some sort of credible threat that forced the president to switch the planes. The New York Times unveiled. And those reporters that released that report were subpoenaed and had to appear in court this week. So it's important to know that we had security vulnerabilities on Trump's new Qatari Air Force One. And that he could not take that because of the threats from Iran, because of things like this giant mural. And there is so much more happening in that country, but we are not even getting all of it. We're just getting a small glimpse right now. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments. Like, share, spread the word, follow along for more, and I'll see you back here for the 411.
And Trump in the car.
At this point, this shit is just theater, man. Like, start dropping the fucking, like, just get it over
Way
with.
too much of this.
But yeah, Iran has unveiled a billboard with Trump laying in a coffin with crazy words on there, and let's see how the idiot will respond to it.
Signs. Ladies, they had covered this on the RBA. They had signs to kill Trump and all that. Like, it's not happy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to invite y'all to come up here to tell me what you think. Give me 1 second.
Oh, wow. So I dropped a link that day. Damn. I'm going to come up and tell her.
All right. So there's the link. Anybody want to come up? Do you think it's propaganda, or do you think because the U.S. took out the Ayatollah that they are serious in taking out Donald Trump?
Oh, they're very serious.
Do you think they're serious or just propaganda?
I think they're serious, Lisa. I think they're so serious, especially since the U.S. took out the supreme leader. Oh yeah, they're definitely serious.
Does anybody want to come up and speak? You believe them? Yeah, there was a lot of people that believe it, from what I saw over on TikTok. There's a lot of people that really do believe it. Can't add you.
Hey, Lisa, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Hey, this is MGE 2020. I had to come in. I can't stay long.
That's
I'm
okay.
afraid to go out, but I saw
Come
it.
on.
Yeah, you can hear me okay? Great.
Yes. So do you think this is just propaganda, or is this really a serious thing of them trying to take out Donald Trump?
Okay, so I can speak.
Okay, I can't hear you now. MGE 2020, I can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking right now.
I don't know what happened. Unfortunately, yeah.
Okay, do you want to try again?
Let me chat. Let me see. I can. Again. Let's see, can you hear? Do you see the chat?
Yes.
Yeah, Mom.
Okay.
Yeah, they waiting on him now.
Okay, I'm going to try to come back out and I'll come back in.
Okay. All right. So, y'all, a part of me, I wonder if Donald Trump saw this, and I'm sure he did. One thing about this man, he lives on social media and he sees everything. So I'm sure he's seen this billboard of, this image of himself laying in a coffin. And I know during the Ayatollah's funeral, that's all they were doing was screaming and hollering, unalive Donald Trump. They were burning effigies of him, and it really got pretty, it was a lot of people chanting for Donald Trump to have the same fate as the Ayatollah. So, yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, they have made some very interesting threats. Like I said, most of the ones I heard before, especially about bombing U.S. interests, the only one that is new is them getting Trump's properties over there in the Middle East. They said they are going to take all of them out. And of course, Americans not being safe in our own homes. Wow. I don't know what they mean about that, but I don't know. But it sounds to me like something is coming. Well, yeah, that's very true. How you doing? Shalom, MGE.
Okay, welcome back.
All right, let me see. We got to unmute you. Your mic is muted. There you go.
But I can still hear
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can hear you. Do you have like a window that's open? Because you may have to close it to hear feedback.
Bacc, I'm gonna put the show chat.
How about that?
To the show in the chat.
Yes, I hear
you.
you.
Hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so that's what I had to do. I had to actually close the window.
Yes.
All right. So I'm glad to finally get in and to meet you. And just while I'm in, let me just congratulate you for all the hard work that you do. I am so super proud of you, and I just wanted to chime in just to say that. Yeah, I wasn't expecting to come up. I really wasn't. But what was the question? Because I can't stay long because I have to go.
Yeah, no problem. Well, Iran has put out a threat to unalive Donald Trump. And and now they got that big billboard, that big mural of him lying in a coffin in Tehran. So my question is this propaganda, or do you think they're going to try to make good on this?
I believe it's propaganda. And the reason why I'm saying it's propaganda is because they haven't done it. They have the ability to take Trump out, to assassinate him. They have the ability to do that. Why they did that, I feel like they're just playing. But that's my feelings, and that's my belief. This is the first time I've seen something like this, so I'm kind of seeing it raw.
Mm-hmm.
But Lisa, where we are, and I'm just talking from a personal stance and even from my family stance, this man is hated so much. And I believe that they have the capability to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that's why I say it's propaganda, because they got the big billboard sitting there for everyone to see. And then they got the other billboard with the family.
Mm-hmm.
All I can say is I'm tired of the tick and tack, tit for tat.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe that a lot of people are getting tired of it. I'm getting tired of waking up to the madness. I'm getting tired of this man still in office.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't understand why he is still there. I don't understand it. But we're seeing something live and we're seeing the fall. That's what I believe. I don't have the power. We don't have, I feel like I don't have, all I can do is watch. But we know the truth. The truth, I cannot see the comments or anything, but we know the truth. And Tehran and all them other people know the truth. And we as African Americans, Black Americans, Indians, colors, Negroes, whatever you want to call us, we are waking up every single day. And it's getting across the board. So to see that billboard like that, I say hooray. But stop teasing. That's how I feel. All right, now I'm getting ready to go. I think I didn't say it enough.
Well, I'm grateful that you came up and spoke. And
I didn't say it enough.
We appreciate it. And you're more than welcome to come back on the panel anytime you want.
All right. Thank you. Thank you so much. I do appreciate it.
Have a blessed day.
All right. Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. Anybody else want to come up and say a few words on whether you think this is real or is just propaganda? Mm-hmm. Well, the bottom line is, if we had anybody with a shred of common sense, we would not be in this war. But we got Donald Trump, and unfortunately, MGE 2020 is right in one sense. You got all these politicians on the left and right, and they see all these outrageous things Donald Trump is doing, and they're not even trying to stop him. It is like their fear of him is, it's hard to comprehend. It's so many of y'all, and it's just one of Donald Trump, and nobody will stand up. That says it all right there. Maybe it would take somebody like Iran, because internally, nobody here, y'all won't challenge him on nothing. You won't put your foot down. Y'all talked a bunch of junk. I'm talking to Congress. Y'all talked a lot of junk when this war got jumped off. And then all of a sudden, when it came time to doing something, you all backed off and said, well, Donald Trump can do whatever he wants. Darn well, Donald Trump should have came through Congress before one bomb was dropped. But it doesn't matter what he does that's illegal. Y'all just sit there and deal. You just sit there and look the other way. And he's hated because he makes enemies out of everybody. America had allies. America has no allies now. Let's face it, not even Canada is feeling America anymore. And Canada was always America's closest ally. They've always been the closest ally. And not anymore. Canada barely speaks to America now. So I guess it is what it is. So do I think they may make good on it? I believe tensions are high in Iran because they just got finished with the Ayatollah's funeral, and they mourn for 7 straight days. That's how they do it over there. And now that it's over, I think they're ready for war now. Whether things go well or not, it's a lot coming out of there. I was listening to their foreign minister make a threat back on Donald Trump, because Donald Trump is trying to take over the Straits of Hormuz. And he put the Navy blockade back out there. And Iran just made a statement that they will never give the Strait of Hormuz to Donald Trump to run. It will never happen. And they have pretty much threatened to take anybody's life from the U.S. that tries to go up in there and take over the Straits of Hormuz. Now, do I think they're serious? Yes. Yes, because they would have too much to lose if they don't keep control over the Straits of Hormuz. That is a lot of money for Iran to lose. And yeah, I think they would make good on that. So,
yep, that's true.
John L., thank you so much for the super chat.
Mm-hmm.
If he is taken out, I think it will be by it's not real and then blamed on Iran. You know what? That's not far-fetched to believe. You know, it really isn't.
It's not real.
It sounds plausible, that's for sure. And thank you for your support for my channel.
That was a good one. It's not real.
Yeah. Well, you know, the thing is, I think this time this war will drag out. And Iran also made an announcement that I heard today that they are not interested in any more negotiating. You know, and I even heard them laughing about the kind of people Donald Trump is sending to negotiate. You know, all of the people that Iran sends to negotiate all got PhDs. And all the people that Donald Trump sends, not so much.
Can we hear you now?
And of course, that's being very noticed. But, you know, in this land, people like Donald Trump think they are king. And, you know, it doesn't matter how stupid or uneducated they are, they still think they're king. So anyway, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. I got another live coming up about the air quality. It is very hazy outside where I am, and Canada have over 840 fires going. So all the smoke is coming down, and right now it's lingering, especially around the Northeast. So we will get into that at 1:45. So I will see you then. Shalom, family.
Shalom, Lisa. Yeah, I don't think Iran's playing. I really don't. We got another follow-up video about this. Oh, thank you, Nabi.
What's up, world? Let me tell you about this beard growth oil I got from 12 tribes on Earth. 8 ounces of oily goodness with the nozzle that prevents sprays and spills, and soft ingredients that make it perfect addition to anyone's morning routine. From coconut to castor, all these oils are hand chosen. After using this herbal blend, the biggest thing I noticed is how soft, how strong my hair was, and how good I feel. Pick up your bottle today and make your beard the star of the show.
Get on like this. So you're going to have to go through the chats. So you need to go log into YouTube, get on your YouTube channel, go to Frontline Black News, hit the link that I put in the private chat, and then we should be able to hear you, because otherwise we're not going to be able to hear you.
Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well. Well, Iran has announced a couple of warnings. And one of the warnings, y'all, is they're going to bomb Donald Trump's businesses that are in the Middle East. You know, he got businesses over there, just like Elon does. And they already said they were going to target Elon's businesses as well. So they are out for revenge. And another thing they announced is they learned Donald Trump's motorcade route when he's in New York and when he's in Mar-a-Lago. He said they know his entire route that he takes all the time. You know, he had to change planes about a week ago in fear that the one that he got from Qatar as a gift would get bombed. So he ended up switching that. They're both Air Force One to his older Air Force One plane. So I think he's afraid. I really do. I think he's afraid. I think it was something about that funeral. They said 43 million people showed up for the Ayatollah's funeral. And I think that freaked Donald Trump out. It freaked him out. And, you know, they made and you'll hear, you know, some of the things that came out of Iran. And another one was the entire globe was going to feel the effects of what they got planned. And Americans would not be safe in our own homes. So we shall see, but, you know, the war has definitely ramped up. Israel, I think, dropped like 200 bombs down on Iran last night. And America is still in there bombing. And the reason why Iran is really speaking out is because Donald Trump has been threatening to bomb their electrical plants that they have over there. So they're just letting him know, you bomb our electrical plants, we are prepared to retaliate hard. So let me share my screen so you can listen to this. All right, y'all, please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Thank you.
Breaking news, the IRGC just issued a press release putting Donald Trump's entire real estate empire in the Middle East on an official strike list. Every Trump hotel, tower, and golf club from Dubai to Riyadh to Jeddah to Qatar to Oman is now fair game for Iranian missiles. Iranian state TV followed that up with a detailed breakdown of Trump's Secret Service motorcade routes in New York and Florida. Exact vehicles, the 10-minute Mar-a-Lago to Airport Drive, and every soft spot on the route. They're also tracking U.S. military personnel and contractors through their phones across the Middle East. Reports show Iran exploited SS-7 mobile network flaws in commercial location data to pin down real-time cell tower locations of American troops and contractors in places like Bahrain, Kuwait, Iraq, Kurdistan, and other Gulf bases. The same intelligence they used to map those motorcade routes so tightly. And at the same time, Iran ordered the Houthis to fully close Bab al-Mandeb Strait the second America hits Iranian power plants. Missiles and drones are already deployed and ready. IRGC will give the final order. Hormuz is already shut, so both main oil routes will be gone. That means oil will be headed past $200. And on top of that, beyond the U.S.-made Lucas drones, Iran's port of Bandar Abbas was also hit by UAE-produced kamikaze drones. The UAE has been secretly striking Iranian territory multiple times, but still will admit its direct role in the war. And yesterday, a U.S. bomb or shrapnel slapped Abu Zar Children's Hospital in Iran. The entire hospital was evacuated. This is exactly what happens when you keep pushing. Trump starts throwing threats about power plants and bridges, and now the IRGC is serving him the same medicine right back by putting every single one of his properties and golf clubs in the Gulf on the target list. They already know his motorcade routes better than half his own security team, and they're tracking American troops through their phones like it's nothing. Then the second those plants get hit, the Strait of Bab al-Mandeb closes and oil is going to choke the whole world past $200. Every day, people are going to feel that pain at the pump, while the ones making the threats will be sitting comfortably. The UAE is out here secretly launching their own drones at Iranian ports and still pretending they have clean hands. And yesterday, the U.S. hit a children's hospital. That's straight up terrorism. You don't bomb kids. This whole thing is escalating fast, and the chokehold on oil is going to hit everyone hard.
Shabaka, you're going to have to get on the 209 phone, go to YouTube, hit the link for Frontline Black News, and then go in that way. You're going to have to get into the chat because we can't hear you. There's like no point in you being up here if we can't hear you. So you're going to have to go on the 209 phone, go to YouTube, go to Frontline Black News YouTube channel and hit the live and click on the video. I don't know why you're not subscribed to the channel, but it should be in your notifications on your YouTube. Because that's the only way we're going to be able to hear you. We're not going to be able to hear you like this. I know you can hear me, but we can't hear you. So you have to get in the chat, Shabaka, on the Gen Up 1 and hit the link. I already had the link in the chat. It's this hitting the Streamyard link from the email is not working. So we got to figure out something else. You had got it together yesterday on Frontline Black News, so I don't know why it's not letting you do it now.
Yeah, and another thing that I didn't tell you was if the U.S., another thing Iran said is if the U.S. don't stop bombing them, they're prepared to put the entire globe into a depression by keeping the Strait of Hormuz closed indefinitely. And they're right. If they keep that closed indefinitely, it will be a global depression. They're not lying about that.
What we have seen today, though, is a new threat. Iran now threatening to strike U.S. interests across the region, warning that if Washington targets more Iranian infrastructure, then they say all of the infrastructure in the region will be crushed so that no trace of them will remain. Now, that warning came today from Brigadier General Ebrahim Zolfagari, his spokesman for Iran's Central Military Command, who also described any U.S. military action around the Strait of Hormuz as Iran's invincible red line. Of course, that threat follows another wave of U.S. strikes overnight. CENTCOM saying American forces targeted Iranian command centers, air defense systems, missile and drone capabilities, and coastal surveillance sites in an effort to further degrade Tehran's ability to threaten shipping through the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. military also saying it disabled an oil tanker that was attempting to breach its reimposed blockade of Iranian ports, and also struck coastal defense and cruise missile sites on Greater Tumb Island during a 90-minute operation. Iran, meanwhile, claiming it has also launched attacks in Jordan, Kuwait, and Bahrain today. What's most important to note here is that the conflict could still escalate from here. The Wall Street Journal reporting today that President Trump is increasingly open to expanding U.S. military operations after what has been days of briefings from his national security team. The Journal says no final decision has been made.
Coming out in the last 24 hours, we are hearing that Iran is now directly threatening U.S. homes. Now, we're hearing that Donald Trump's response to this is, if you want to talk, it is now too late. We are going to annihilate you. Let's go ahead and take a look at the latest headlines so that way you can see it for yourself. Coming out today, March 3rd, 2026, Iranian Quds Forces warns the enemy will no longer be safe anywhere, not even in their own homes. And this is just the headline, but just to clarify, they're speaking directly of the United States, American citizens in their own houses. Now we're going to dive into all the details, but let's take a look at some more headlines. Trump, Iranians want to talk. This coming out today, March 3rd. I said, it's too late. Donald Trump saying there will be no negotiations. We're going to move forward with war. He said this might take 4 or 5 weeks, but we are going to annihilate the IRGC. Now, the IDF Israel this morning flattens the building where Iran's assembly of experts was picking Khamenei's successor. We're hearing that the remaining leaders of the IRGC were assembling today to determine the successor of Khamenei.
Breaking tonight, Iranian state TV just issued a chilling broadcast. A great surprise will occur tonight, one that the world will remember for centuries. This is not a bluff. It's a warning, a threat, and even a promise. All eyes are now locked on Tehran. What could it be? A cyber attack, a missile strike, something nuclear? The world doesn't know, but Israel, the United States, and every single intelligence agency on the planet is watching. In the last 48 hours, over 200 Israeli warplanes have bombed Iran. Iran vowed revenge, and this might be it. Every time Iran says something like this, it's not for show. Remember, they struck U.S. bases in Iraq. They downed American drones. They nearly shut down global oil shipping in 2020. And now they're saying the whole world will remember tonight for centuries. Stay alert and watch the skies, because if the surprise lands tonight, it might already be too late for us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and make sure you follow for more. Already be too late for us. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and make sure you follow for more.
This is your World War III update. I'm just going to be blunt. The Middle East is in flames and Iran is fighting like hell. Okay. They are fighting with everything they got. And this is making the administration nervous. And I think they're about to resort to plan B, which is to execute a false flag on American soil, which will be promptly blamed on the Iranians in order to justify a boots on the ground operation in Iran. Now, look, I usually save this conspiratorial stuff towards the end of the video because I'm trying to attract an educated, critically minded audience who doesn't just succumb to the usual shock jockery. But this seems pretty clear to me what's about to happen. Trump made some statements just a few minutes ago that we're going to analyze. And this war is reaching its apotheosis. Either way, the United States is getting way more than it bargained for with this fight. The Iranians are fighting tooth and nail to stay alive right now. We are seeing oil tanker after oil tanker, after airport, after oil storage facility, after gas facility go up in flames. If you're not paying attention to what's going on in the Middle East, I can tell you this is how I felt today. Okay, and I'm wired right into this. I am locked in, and I'm telling you guys, this situation is far, far worse. We could see the use of nuclear weapons this week. And I'm not even trying to be sensational about it. If they're running out of options and Iran is getting close, and it looks like both sides are really approaching a point of potential peril in which it seems as though they're resorting to their nuclear options. And Iran's nuclear options is to light the Middle East on fire. And in the last 24 hours, I mean, they've just been unleashing hell. And in response to that, the Israelis and the Americans are right in there trying to unleash hell. I'm going to tell you what their plan is, because their plan is to try to undermine the government by creating a...
Y'all heard that chilling message that Iran left for the world. They said that everyone will feel it. These were the exact words, that everyone will feel it. Not just the United States, not just Israel, but the whole world will feel it. That means it could be an economic attack, a cyber attack, an oil disruption, or it could even be something bigger than that. I think we need to be paying attention, and I think we need to be careful, because they're warning us that this isn't just a threat. This could be a big global effect on us. This is not fear-mongering. I'm not trying to spread fear. This is reality. These were Iran's exact words, and it wasn't just for politics. It was for the whole world to take heed. Y'all, please share this message, because if everyone will feel it, I feel that everyone needs to know that it's coming. What do y'all think about this? Y'all leave in the comments. Do y'all think they're just talking? Or do y'all think it's something that we should be concerned about? Hit the comment.
Iran just sent a warning the world cannot afford to ignore. After the United States renewed strikes and its naval blockade, Tehran says Washington violated its commitments, and Iran now says there are no plans for talks. But here's where this gets much bigger. Iran's Revolutionary Guard has warned that if its energy routes are blocked, other export routes used by America and its allies could also be threatened. Their message, energy will be for everyone or for no one. and the pressure is already visible. Iranian state media reported that no ships used the U.S.-led southern passage through the Strait of Hormuz on Tuesday. Meanwhile, Trump is promising even more attacks until Tehran gives in, but Iran is refusing to surrender. So answer this: is America pressuring Iran into peace or pushing the entire world toward a global energy crisis?
All right, y'all. We look like things are really ramping up. And Donald Trump, man, I hope you're ready. You talk about you going to finish this job in 5 weeks, man. You haven't finished it in 5 months. I'm confident you're going to finish anything in some 5 weeks, buddy. And the thing is, y'all, this thing is really escalating. I don't know if any of you have been watching it live. I have. It is really escalating. You know, as far as peace talks, that's counterproductive. There's not going to be any peace talks. I think we're well beyond anything that's going to stop the war. I don't think it's going to stop. So we shall see. You know, the last threat Donald Trump made was to go after their power plants and bridges, which of course is a violation, but he doesn't care. When did Donald Trump ever care about following rules? You know, when you fight a war, you're not supposed to, obstruct the just the general population that's not military. But we know Donald Trump don't care. He doesn't care who he harms. Mm-hmm. So what I think they mean about we won't be safe in our homes, I think if this thing goes on, they are prepared to shoot something over here. That's what I think they mean. That's what I believe they mean. They're going to eventually try to fire something that's going to reach the United States. So, y'all, we shall see. I'm definitely going to keep my eye on this for real. We shall definitely see. But, y'all, this is the end. Because, as you can see, nothing is stopping this war. Nothing. And, and both sides are threatening to escalate. So we'll see how far they go. We're here, so we'll definitely be the first to find out. So, y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Now, I do have a couple of lives scheduled for tomorrow, and I got to get the Bible study also set up. And one is there was a white man, I believe he's down in the South, and he was mocking the death of Nolan Wells. And somebody sent it to his job. You know how folks are. They will find out who you are, and that's what they did. And he got fired from his job. And I think he was like in the middle of custody for either children or a child. And he may be losing custody because of what he put out on the internet. So, hey, the little Edomite's going to lose it all. So that's on him. That's on him. Oh, he was in Jacksonville, Florida, even worse. You know how many Black people are in Jacksonville? That was not a wise move at all. So, y'all, I will see you and be on the lookout for my upcoming lives. And also don't forget to pick up your hair products. I'm still, I still got a lot of things in stock. I know people are looking for the Chebe shampoo and the Botana shampoo. I will have those listed again, either just before Sabbath or if not after Sabbath. I do have that available, so I just got to get it relisted. So y'all have a wonderful afternoon and shalom.
All right, so I got some more videos queued up about this. Let's see if Shabaka can get on now.
This is Democracy Now!, democracynow.org. I'm Amy Goodman. The U.S. is continuing to bomb Iran for an 11th straight day.
Shabaka, we can hear you now, finally.
You can hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
All right, hold on a second. Okay, hold on a second. I got to put the avatar up.
Okay. Yep. Putin used to be part of the KGB, time. Yep, he did have a private meeting with Putin. Yep, I remember that. Yeah, no peace talks means we're going to be in this forever. Exactly. Just like with Afghanistan, just like with damn Iraq. Big fact. Ron said he can hear you loud and clear. You can hear your TV too, Shabaka.
Okay. All right.
All right, what are your thoughts on the videos I just played so far?
Hold on. Just give me a minute.
Okay. Okay, Shabaka's getting his stuff together. All right, while we're waiting on Shabaka, I'm going to play this Democracy Now! Trump says images of bombed Iran school could be AI, but study confirms it's real.
On Tuesday, Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth revealed the cost of war in Iran has soared to over $37 billion, an increase of nearly $8 billion since the last public estimate. Hegseth is now seeking $80 billion more from Congress, including $67 billion for the war in Iran. Anti-war activists repeatedly disrupted Hegseth during his appearance before the Senate Appropriations Committee Tuesday.
The supplemental funding request is not a substitute for the president's full $1.5 trillion base budget request. $1.5 trillion.
Stop bombing our children in Iran and Palestine. This is illegal.
Mr. Secretary, please suspend until order is restored in the hearing room.
That was Maine Senator Susan Collins, who presided over the hearing. During the hearing, senators grilled Defense Secretary Hegseth over the state of the war. This is Democratic Senator Kirsten Gillibrand from New York.
Hey, Jay.
Yeah,
see, this is that bullshit, man, with these punk ass motherfuckers.
That you said would last for weeks.
Yeah.
God
and that the president has
damn.
no plan or ability to end.
Yeah, we figured it out though, Shabaka. So just until we get the other thing figured out, we just have to do it like that.
Right. Okay, and his phone is at 100%. Okay, and so I'm going to listen for a minute. Okay, this is Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, ladies and gentlemen, special edition. Okay, what it is one fuck up after another with this bullshit. Because they want to spy on every goddamn body.
Salute, Black Joe. Salute, cuz. We got Black Joe in the building, Shabaka. We got Time. Val,
Hey, Joe.
Bobby.
Yes, sorry about that, man, because I had to go through changing codes and all this motherfucking shit, man. Say, you punk bitches up there in Palo Alto, go to the goddamn LA County Jail and get all my personal information, you lousy motherfuckers. Shit.
I know it's ridiculous, Shabaka, but we're going to get it. We're going to get to the bottom of it. But we got you here now, so that's all that matters.
All righty. Okay, sorry for the fuck ups, ladies and gentlemen. This is Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. Okay, the air date of this episode. Man, I don't even know the goddamn date. They got me so twisted.
It's July 22nd, 2026.
Yes, sir. Okay, the air date of this episode is July 22nd. The year is 2026. Okay, so therefore it's fuckery all the way around. 2020 election deniers win key GOP primaries in Arizona. This punk son of a bitch is talking about that the damn voter rolls is all skewed and all this shit.
Yeah. We knew that was going to come, Shabaka. It's the midterms.
Yeah, exactly. You see, so therefore, this orangutan, okay, and you know who I'm talking about, he deserves to go right straight to fucking jail.
And the Democrats can go right along with him, Shabaka, because Act Blue just got caught up in a scandal. They've been
Oh, okay. Well, put them all on the same goddamn cell block. Shit, put all the motherfuckers in the same damn pod. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, because these bastards are two sides of the same coin. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There really is. And what's really sad is that so many of our people have went out there, man, lost their lives behind voting, running for office, you know what I mean? And then these tether-ass Negro chicken-pecking Uncle Tom-ass leaders is sitting up there still gumming grits and still yassa bossing. You see what I'm saying? Yep. I'm sorry, man. That there is, you know, the only way I can say it, you know? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah, hey, goddess, you know, how you doing? You know? Yeah, they sending me with this shit.
We got
okay.
Sister Val in the building, Val Hawkins. We got Michael in the building. We got Black Joe in the building. And we got Brother Time in the building.
Oh, okay. So we got a full house tonight, you know. And you see, Goddess, the thing that I'm upset with me about is because, see, I'm pretty much damn near perfectionist. See, when we do stuff like this here, we need it to be totally professional. You see what I'm saying? And by the way, this episode is for those 18 years of age or over. No minors, okay? Let me put that disclaimer out there. Fair use, fair use, fair use. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, education and research. Time 18188. America will let you know that they're racist by the state of Mississippi. Well, to quote to our girl, the one and only Miss Nina Simone, and then our Facebook friend down there in Florida, Brother Che, you know who I'm talking about, okay? And I'm not going to mention her name, but she posted up there on her wall, Mississippi Goddamned, a song that Nina Simone made in 1964. Yep. You know, and then, you know, young man is going out here, man. Young man, dude, what was he, Brother Che, 21, 22?
18.
18. His whole fucking life ahead of him, man, and it got snuffed out because of these insecure, cave-dwelling, troglodyte-ass motherfuckers. And we supposed to love you. We all the same.
So we all gonna get along.
Yeah, that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, okay, well, and just like young man is saying right here, time 18188, America will let you know that they're racist by the state of Mississippi. Now, keep in mind, let's go back to Mississippi goddamned, okay? You remember our young man Emmett Till?
Yep.
From the Chi?
Yep.
And one thing, and I'm just saying this here, Brother Che, you know I'm just saying this here for our audiences. Okay, is that he was beat to a pulp, okay? And what his mother did, bless her heart, Miss Mobley, she put her son's casket on public display at Rayner's funeral home on the south side of Chicago, okay? Just to show how cruel this world is, okay? And you sons of bitches out there talking about you want to integrate with these motherfuckers, man, I wish you lots of luck. And no disrespect, ladies, there ain't no black power in no white pussy. For all you bad wenches that's going up there, you know, getting up here with these Nabiscos, you're crazy.
You're right, Time. And Black Joe got the message for you, Shabaka.
Shabaka, that group I added you to has a raging pedophile, and that one is addressing these tethers as pedophiles. Okay, Joe, yeah, man, now you got a point on that because you got a lot of these damn tethers that are pedophiles. You see what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Okay, and Joe was right about that. Okay, Time 18188 is always a pleasure. Medgar Evers, Mississippi. Yep, got shot in his front yard at home. Mississippi burning was a true story. Mississippi had their own laws. Yes, sir, you are absolutely correct. You see what I mean? And that is at the time that our sister, may she rest in power, Nina Simone, okay, made the song Mississippi Goddamned. And then if anybody is familiar with the TV series called In the Heat of the Night, Crystal Fox, believe it or not, was Nina Simone's grandniece. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
So it's this clip. I got like, how many clips do I have on this?
And most humble apologies, people.
2, 3, 4. I got 4 more clips about Iran and Trump.
Okay. All righty.
At the same time, this still unauthorized and extremely unpopular war has caused gas, diesel, fertilizer, and other essentials that New Yorkers and our farmers need. You are asking for unlimited money for bombs when people can't feed their families. And I don't know how this administration intends to defend those decisions to the American people.
Not unlimited bombs, Senator. I'm asking for the right bombs at the right time to ensure we can deter
You're right,
adversaries
Time.
into the future. And that's why this is a generational
Oh, yeah,
investment.
Jay, this is what I was telling you about yesterday.
Are so upset. The reason why they are so upset with you and this administration is because the words you have used in the past don't add up. About Iran specifically, you said that we had obliterated, quote unquote, Iran's ability to create nuclear weapons. The president made the same claim. Yet 8 months later, in February of 2026, the president launched an active war claiming Iran was within 2 weeks of having a weapon. So when you say two very different things, the American people don't know who to believe or what to believe. They just know they can't afford their health care, they can't afford their food, they can't afford housing, and our farmers are continuing to suffer. So, which is true? Was it obliterated or wasn't it? What's the status?
The nuclear sites under Midnight Hammer were obliterated, but Iranians foolishly continued to attempt to pursue nuclear capabilities, which is why we destroyed their defense industrial base and so many of the other capabilities to ensure they can't get to a nuclear weapon. See, we're staying laser focused on the objective, and you're trying to make campaign commercials.
No, we're
and
not.
That's fine.
So listen to this. You also say that you made the missile program, quote, destroyed and made combat ineffective, quote, Iran's entire ballistic missile production capacity. Every company that builds every component of those missiles has been functionally defeated and destroyed, and that the missile program, existing stockpiles were depleted and decimated, almost completely ineffective. So why are there missiles left to hit Jordan and result in the loss of life of our brave men and women?
As we stated from the beginning, the Iranian defense industrial base is effectively gone. But they do have underground facilities because they're the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism, and they've spent 47 years trying to hide their missiles.
Yeah, get your lies straight, Trick. Yeah, get your lies straight.
Because they would like to get a
Just
nuclear
don't
weapon
know what
to wield it
version
against us.
of the war to believe, because it's either over or it's not over. It's within 2 weeks or it's not 2 weeks. We have no missiles or we have missiles. And that consternation is why so many New Yorkers are perplexed, stressed out, and find this war to be incredibly unpopular.
During the Senate hearing, Senator Chris Van Hollen of Maryland mentioned the U.S. school strike on an Iranian elementary school in Manab on the first day of the war.
We recently lost 3 American heroes. That brings the death toll for American soldiers to 18. 1 is still missing. Hundreds have been injured. That's on top of the civilian death toll throughout the region that now stands at several thousand, including the over 150 people killed in the bombing of an elementary school in Manab in Iran.
The Trump administration has repeatedly refused to take responsibility for the school strike. President Trump recently appeared on Fox News and was questioned by Trey Yingst about the strike.
Democrats released a letter calling on your administration to unveil the findings of the investigation into a strike that killed more than 100 children on the first day of the war. Will you commit to releasing the findings of this investigation?
Well, I'd have to speak to the generals that are doing because we mostly have generals. You know, I don't think anybody's going to ever be able to say what happened there.
There are images from this site that show fragments that appear to be from U.S. Tomahawk missiles. Is it possible that old intelligence or a mistake during a very active time in the war led to this event?
It is, but it's also possible that those images that you have are AI generated. Now, I know we're waiting for a conclusive report. I don't think there can be a conclusive report.
Will you release the report when it is finished?
I guess so. I mean, I have to ask the military people. There might be a reason why they can't.
While President Trump claimed evidence of the school strike may be AI generated, Forensic Architecture is out with a new report revealing new details about the U.S. bombing. Joining us from London will be a forensic architecture researcher. But first, Sky News recently released its own major report on the school strike, based in part on the research of forensic architecture. One mother,
Okay, now we got a freeze up right here, Brother
spoke to
Jay.
Sky News about her son Mohammed Taha, who died in the attack.
I have a freeze up on mine.
I collapsed onto the ground on my
Okay.
hands and knees. I said, Mohammed
So
Taha
here-
will choke. For God's sake, pull him out quickly. I picked up a stone and said, I'll kill myself with this if you don't bring my son out quickly before he chokes. It was 1 month after we were told that Mohammed Taha had been found. I thought they would show him to me. But when we went, I saw that a child that had raised for 10 years with so much effort was now reduced to a size of a newborn baby, wrapped in a shroud. They gave him to me and said, here, this is your child. I didn't see my
Damn.
child's face again.
Man, talk about some inhumane shit.
Mohammed Taha was laid to rest next to his classmates. I spent that whole night at the cemetery. I was scared. Mohammed Taha was afraid of the dark too. They tore my son to pieces. What should I do now? Who am I supposed to hold responsible for this? Who do I have any power over?
We're joined now in London by Samineh Moafi, Assistant Director of Research at Forensic Architecture. The new report titled Airstrikes on Manab Primary School. This is very painful, Samineh, because we're talking about real life. We're talking about well over 160 children and some adults who were killed on that first day when the U.S. struck Manab. You also hear President Trump saying, we don't know actually what happened, as he's questioned by Fox, and it may be AI generated. You have done the research. What exactly did you find?
I want to take one step before, and I want to talk about where Minab is. Minab is in the south of Iran, along the Strait of Hormuz. The war in 2026 started from the very site where the Iran-Iraq war was brought to an end. In 1988, the United States had escalated its military operations against the oil infrastructure and naval bases in Iran. And amongst those strikes, it also shot down an Iranian passenger flight by the Strait of Hormuz and attributed it to a misidentification. All 290 passengers on that flight were killed. This is why for many Iranians, the attack on Shajar Tayyib primary school echoed the downing of that passenger flight 38 years earlier. It was a nation's trauma being relived. Some of the preliminary reports had said that the attack on the school, like the passenger flights, was the result of a misidentification, a targeting mistake. In our investigation, we used satellite imagery to show that at the time of the attack, the building was a school and had served that purpose for over a decade. By October 2015, all architectural indicators of military presence, a watchtower or anything, were destroyed, and new entrances were built, new perimeter walls were built around the school. By 2017, we see a football pitch and assembly lines being painted on the playgrounds. By 2018, we see the walls being painted in blue and pink to identify the girls' school and the boys' school. We see children playing in the playgrounds of these in these satellite imagery. We were able to verify also that many of the buildings in the immediate surrounding of the school were visibly civilian. A clinic, a cultural center, a cafe, a supermarket, a car wash. Many of these facilities maintained active social media accounts. So they were publishing and posting about what is happening in them. Some of these were used by the school. The culture center was offered space for children, for their ceremonies, award ceremonies, so on and so forth. It's true that, during the Iran-Iraq war, this site was used as a military base. The 1980s CIA documents also refer to a possible military support facility in Minab, laying the ground kind of for like a target, But the Sky News documentary that featured this investigation showed that these targets had not been checked properly for years and years. I can also tell you how further we went. We looked into the photographs and videos that were published on the school's website publicly. These were images of ceremonies, say the Mother's Day ceremony, the Nowruz celebrations that mark the New Year, the book fairs. We use these images and videos to reconstruct the building of the school as a kind of a navigable 3D model. Some of these images belong to January, only a few weeks before the strikes had happened. Some of the children we saw in those images, Mohammed Taha was one of them, were killed during the strike. The digital model that we built went into as much detail as interior finishes of every single classroom, the decorations on the walls, the bright paint on the staircase that linked the assembly hall of the boys' school on the ground floor to the girls' school on the top floor. We checked every room. There was no hidden room for any kind of a use. It was a school for children.
And if you can say, apparently, this according to CNN, the Investigation into the U.S. strike that hit the school in Iran has sat for months with a military command, while leaders have held off on ordering a critical standard intelligence review. And we also know about the cutting of the agencies that would review the target sites. And this last minute, we have, Samaneh Moafe, the most important evidence you felt you had concluding it was a U.S. Tomahawk missile.
We looked at images. There were images and videos available from the time of the strikes. The first 9 strikes started at around 11:20 and across 1.5 minutes. The first strike landed only 130 meters away from the school. The fourth strike landed 10 seconds after on the school. Mohammed Taha, the 9-year-old you were mentioning in the beginning, was playing in the schoolyard when the first strike begins, and he rushes to the safety of his classroom, and that's when the school is hit. Videos of the aftermath of these strikes show that families are on site, air workers are on site, they're rescuing the children under the rubble. These images are from 12:30, 1:15 p.m., like around noon. A number of children were rescued at this time. Parastek's diary, the 11-year-old child, was amongst them. From as early as 1:45 or around that time, multiple Iranian news channels are reporting on the attacks. They're saying there was an attack on a girls' school. They're saying there was death toll of 5 children. There is more coming, so on and so forth.
We have 30
as
seconds.
Families and rescuers are on site, a second wave of strikes are hit, and it's in these ones that we do see the profile of a Tomahawk. And this is the only party within the war that has this missile is the U.S. Following the initial media reportings, the U.S. forces would have had ample opportunity to reassess their initial misidentification before conducting the next round of strikes.
Samaneh Moafe, I want to say thank you very much for being with us. Assistant Director of Research at Forensic Architecture. We'll link to your new report, Airstrikes on Minab Primary School. That does it for our show. I'll be in Martha's Vineyard for the screening of Steal the Story, Please, July 31st. I'm Amy Goodman. Thanks for watching Democracy Now! On YouTube. Subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to make sure you never miss a video. And for more of our audience-supported journalism, go to democracynow.org, where you can download our news app, sign up for our newsletter, subscribe to the daily podcast, and so much more.
Shabaka, okay, we lost you, but you're back. So the dump's full of shit as usual.
Yeah. Okay.
Today, the U.S. signed a nuclear energy agreement with Saudi Arabia. The country is a key American ally in the Middle East. Officials say the commercial deal would be used to power AI data centers and would not be used by the military. CBS News White House reporter Olivia Rinaldi has more. What is in this agreement?
Well, Lindsay, it's good to be with you. This is what's called a 1-2-3 agreement. And essentially, it's an agreement between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia that will be a decades-long, multi-billion-dollar partnership between the two that will also include nuclear proliferation, And essentially what this agreement does that was announced today by the White House and Saudi Arabia is that it would give American companies access to their nuclear program in Saudi Arabia. The U.S. government says that this will expand American nuclear technology exports like Westinghouse, which helps develop a lot of nuclear reactors abroad. It would also strengthen Americans' energy and national security posture. They go on to say that it will deepen the strategic partnership between the U.S. and Saudi Arabia. And this is important because this is at a time specifically when that relationship is doing okay, but has had some rough patches, especially as the war with Iran has gone on. And as Ellie had just laid out there, we have continued to see more constraints on Saudi Arabia in the region, especially as the Iranians threaten to expand this war over to the Red Sea with the Houthis. So this is a bit of a, I don't want to say olive branch, but an extension of the friendship, a show of goodwill by the U.S. by doing this agreement when they did today to show the Saudis, look, we have a good partnership. Let's keep this good partnership going. This is something that the Saudis really wanted, was the ability to have a civil nuclear program with some help from American exports. So that is what they are getting today.
How are lawmakers on Capitol Hill reacting?
Well, as you can imagine, it's a bit of a mixed bag on this specifically. We heard from Democrat Chris Murphy, who said on X that this agreement will set off a nuclear race in the region. He goes on to say that it's going to further disincentivize Iran from limiting its own program, as you know, that is central to these negotiations that are ongoing between the U.S. and Iran right now as a way to really end this ongoing war. Now, this agreement will head over to Congress for their say. They have 90 days to vote on this agreement, but it would need a 2/3 majority, veto-proof majority, if they were to fully reject it, just given the numbers in the House and Senate right now. That is unlikely, but still, Lindsay, we are a long ways away from this being fully approved by Congress, and certainly those lawmakers will have a lot to say about it.
Olivia Rinaldi, thank you.
All right. So that went through.
Yeah, see.
As we come on the air tonight, Iranian news agencies are reporting widespread aerial attacks.
Give your thoughts about and I'll play this next clip.
Okay, what it is, man, this shit is insane. Okay. You got an unstable person, man, you know, the quote unquote commander in chief who never served in the military, that got 5 deferments during the Vietnam conflict because Dump, he's never seen a poor day in his life. If Dump was to lose all his money and to lose all his power, right, he would be a fucking babbling idiot, man, pushing a shopping basket.
Yep.
He would, because that motherfucker, he ain't never experienced no damn hardship. You know what I'm saying? And this is why billionaires should not be the president. You see what I'm saying? Now, over the idiot box, Mamdani backs off pledge to arrest Netanyahu, urges the feds to do so. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, Church was talking about that earlier.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. See, so once again, man, here's a motherfucker pulling out his damn Johnson, pissing on people's heads, telling them it's rain. He's shitting on them, telling them that it's snow. And really, it should be an insult to every sane-minded person's, an insult to their intelligence. You see what I mean?
Yeah, our brother Church of Black Power, he talked about that earlier.
Yeah, you see. Yeah, that's an insult to everybody's intelligence. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right, and then
war in Iran, Shabaka. We got one more clip about the war in Iran, then we're gonna get to Nolan Wells.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Across southern Iran, the U.S. has carried out strikes on the Islamic Republic for the last 11 nights straight. It has yet to confirm a 12th night of strikes tonight.
President Trump today leveled more threats against Iran, and the Islamic Republic's foreign minister responded that any future attacks would be met an eye for an eye, as the contested closure of the Strait of Hormuz continues. Our White House correspondent, Liz Landers, reports.
This morning, on his way to receive the bodies of 4 U.S. soldiers, President Trump vowed revenge.
They're going to pay a big price.
It followed yet another threat from the president to attack civilian targets. Quote, anytime the Islamic Republic of Iran shoots at a ship in the Strait of Hormuz, whether it be by missile, rocket, drone, or any other device or weapon, the United States will bomb and destroy one bridge or power plant. The U.S. military in recent days has already attacked
look at
bridges
this
in Iran,
shit.
and state media claims the U.S. also hit a power plant on Sunday. Such targeting of civilian infrastructure could be considered a war crime. Iran has also struck civilian targets across the Gulf.
Considered a war crime? It is a fucking war crime.
Kuwait. Most of Kuwait's fresh water supply comes from converted seawater. President Trump's threats come as the U.S. has attacked the country for 11 consecutive days. Despite the barrage, America's top diplomat, Secretary of State Marco Rubio, said today the U.S. is still pursuing diplomacy, but sent a message of his own.
The president always prefers to negotiate and reach a deal on these things.
No, he don't.
And we're willing to do that. And we've tried to do that now for a year and a half, but we're also not going to let ships be blown up or Americans be attacked.
On the Strait, the U.S. Navy has restarted its blockade, redirecting 9 ships and disabling 1 since July 14th. The renewed fighting is once again spiking oil prices. The June ceasefire provided only a brief reprieve. Now the cost of a barrel is back near $95. For its part, Iran launched yet another wave of strikes across the Gulf this morning, seen in these volleys targeting U.S. bases in Jordan. And on the ground in southern Iran, grief from the early days of the Iran war. Mourners surrounded small coffins for a final farewell. Newly identified victims of a strike on a girls' school that killed over 100 children in the first bombings of the war. Back home on U.S. soil, the dignified transfer of 4 U.S. service members. All were killed in the last week. President Trump stood silent for one of the most solemn moments of any presidency. 25-year-old First Lieutenant Tyler James Feehan was killed in a missile attack in Jordan, along with 28-year-old Sergeant Angel S. Rampersad and 19-year-old Private Isabella Gonzalez. 30-year-old Staff Sergeant Michael Emmanuel Swenton was killed
we
in
lost one of our
detonation
brothers.
of a drone in Iraq.
See?
Since the war began in late February, 18 U.S. service members have been killed, 4 of whom made their final trip home today. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Liz Landers.
Remember, we fought in every single war this country's ever had.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's the update on Iran. So give your closing thoughts on that, Shabaka, and then we're going to move to the Nolan.
But we start with breaking.
Yeah. Okay. The closing thoughts on that is that if these people in Congress did their job, what they're not going to do, because Trump has got all these people intimidated, man, they will impeach this bastard.
If they had to vote.
I'm talking about.
They don't have to
Yeah.
vote.
Yeah. But like you said, oh, Brother Che, to prove your point even further, in a perfect world. You see what I'm saying? You see?
Yeah.
And then like how he's doing all this shit here, man, about disqualifying these votes and all this old type of stuff. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
We knew that was we knew.
Oh
yeah. Oh yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, we did. And the sad part about it is that so many of our people went out there and got killed and died and hit with fire hoses and police dogs and all that. Then you had that stupid brain dead motherfucker, John Lewis, get knocked upside his head, talking about, oh, that's good trouble. Oh, kick me again, boss. Oh, I love it. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then, as you had pointed out, Brother Che, that they had viewed it as a mental disease for a slave to want freedom.
Yeah. Drapetomania.
Yeah, drapetomania. Yes, sir. Thank you. You see what I mean? And this shit is insane. Okay. But then again, you have those who stated that this type of activity was, and I know how you feel about this, Brother Che. I'm just saying this here, you know, for our audience. Okay, the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, which was war, famine, disease, okay, and not rumors of war, shit. Okay. Oh, the weather. The weather.
Earthquakes, famine.
Yeah, the earthquakes. You see what I'm saying? And like I said, I've lived through my share of earthquakes. And as I stated before, when the quake hits, the first thing that you got to do, okay, is that you got to make sure that you're safe, okay? The first thing you're going to need is water. Buy it, trade for it, if necessary, steal it. You see what I mean? Okay? It's because now the survivor mode is put in, but you'll get so many of these damn drapetomania ass Negroes. Oh man, well, we gotta go see the balls and the Tim's guys. Oh, well, balls, we sick. Our house on fire, balls, and all that. You see, that shit. Now, for all these psychologists out here, or these psychologists, you know, I know the word of psychologists, you know what I'm saying, but I'm calling them psychologists. You see what I'm saying? A lot of them are fucked up in the head. Okay?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
A
lot of them are fucked up in the head.
It take a fucked up person to understand another fucked up person.
Yeah, exactly. You see what I'm saying? And then you don't never know what's on a person's mind. You see what I mean? You don't never know. And that there's the ultimate invasion is because a person's thoughts should be personal, you know. And then Laura Coates with her fine ass just came on and what have you. And then she is going to be talking about, you know, what happened with young man down there in Mississippi. You see what I'm saying? And then she says here, Trump leans on communism and cheating message amid unpopular war.
Yep.
Okay. In a perfect world, this son of a bitch would be arrested, led in handcuffs, and throw his ass out there on Alcatraz Island. He could still be the president from there. Yeah. Alcatraz Island, and there's still raw, fucked up conditions that it's in. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, and they just sitting up here looking at this orange bastard, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at all these mega rats. You see what I mean? And I mean, man, it's, you know, and I just can't do it no more, Brother Che. I cannot find it in me to go out here, register people to vote, and go participate in a hypocrisy. You see? That's why I wrote in when I wrote in Charlie Brown. You know what I'm saying? And then our man Scam Brown, ain't nobody heard from Scam. You know what I mean? Because the reason why I support Scam, okay, is because I know I'm not going to get shit. I know that in his viewpoint that I am nothing and that our people are nothing. Just like what Sister Soldier was saying when she was on Tony Brown's Black Journal. What was that, Brother Che? 94, 95, I think. And I think Sister 92. Yes, sir. Exactly. 92. And then for those of you who used to look at a TV show called A Different World, the last episode is where Sister Soldier was on there. And she was talking to Jasmine Guy. And she says, let me tell you something, lamb chop. We ain't got nothing coming here. Yeah, see, then she talked about how the black women were the bed wenches to these raping, slave trading pedophiles. You see what I'm saying? Okay. And people could inbox me, you know, with all the hate. You can go to my Twitter page at Shabaka, capital EXP, if that is, if Stinky Bird ain't locked me out that motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? And say what you will. You see what I'm saying? And say what you will, you know? Right. And look how they treat us, man. And look how they treat us. You got these damn ICE assassins going out here. They won't show their face, but they want you to show your face. Hell, I don't show my face. But I ain't no damn ICE agent either. You see what I'm saying?
Well, I appreciate what ICE is doing. Get these illegals up out of here.
Okay, now, Brother Che. Now, hold on now, Brother Che. Now, hold on, Brother Che. Hold on. Now, in a perfect world, if they was doing a proper job, you see what I'm saying? Okay, but these motherfuckers is dumps goon squad. You see what I'm saying? And they going out there handling business. You know what I'm saying?
That's the whole United States military is going for, Shabaka.
Yeah, that is true.
Them illegals got to go. They've overstayed their welcome. They've been very disrespectful while they've been here, and we can't do it no more. So, like I said,
okay. Yeah, I respect that, Joe. You know, Joe, I ain't got nothing but love for you, brother. And when we have our disagreements, just like you and I, Brother Che, we disagree agreeably. Okay, and I can understand that and I can respect that. But what about these overzealous guys? Would you say, Joe, just stay the fuck out the way? Yeah, just stay the fuck out the way. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I can.
So that's what they do. Let them get these damn illegals up out of here.
Yeah, okay. Now, question, Brother Che. Once they get rid of the illegals, are they going to give us our fucking reparations?
Well, that remains to be seen, Shabaka. But
right. because I've been arguing with these bastards up here on the like page, and this is Shabaka Sankori. Check out the like page, Shabaka's Black Experience. Yeah, wait a minute. Yeah, the like page of Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced on Facebook. I argue with you bastards. You sons of bitches got the fucking audacity to come up here and say, well, it was your own people that sold you into slavery. But I said, Brother Che, is that the ones who did the selling got captured also. But there was one honest white man, and you know what he told me, man? And I'm going to give him his respect. He said, Shabaka, you're right. They did use divide and conquer. You see what I'm saying? They did pit one against the other. You see what I'm saying? Why? Okay.
Never united.
Huh?
How you going to divide something that was never united?
Okay, I understand that, Brother Che. But at the same token, where they made their mistake was welcoming these bastards. See, when they funky asses, man, showed up, they should have said, damn, man, what is this? You know, it's like the plague. You know what I'm saying? And that's what wiped out half of Europe was the bubonic plague. And the cause of it was filth.
Yep.
You see? It was filth. You see what I mean?
The animals.
And then, yeah. And then they talk all this derogatory shit about us. But then, why do these white men want to go lay with their bed wenches? And why do the Nabisco women chase the brothers?
To avoid genetic annihilation. That's why, Shabaka. But I got
okay. Well, all right. Yeah. Move on to the next topic.
That is Nolan Wells' autopsy. So Lisa's gonna give us an update on that.
Oh yeah.
12 tribes on earth, hair growth oil and hair magic elixir, unless you want super healthy, gorgeous hair that grows. They have a whole line of amazing hair growth products, including
released. And we're Shalom, family. Good to see you all here. Hope you're doing well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the private autopsy has been
yeah, you're right, Joe. It does. You know what I'm saying?
Sent, Nolan Wells' remains to a private coroner. His throat was missing. So they were still able to do the autopsy, but it's unknown why Mississippi hung on to his throat. So, you know, you're going to hear that come up along with, you know, it wasn't exactly what I wanted to
No,
hear,
they kept it as a souvenir.
And you got to start somewhere. So let me go ahead and share my screen. Please give me a 1 if you can see my screen. Yeah, I think they did that on purpose. They withheld his throat on purpose. It must be something about it they did not want to be seen.
Organ harvesting.
Dr. Roger Mitchell, board-certified forensic pathologist, performed a preliminary report on the death of Nolan Xavier Wells. He conducted and presented this report on July 19th, 2026. Preliminary report, second autopsy, death of Nolan Xavier Wells. Cause of death, undetermined, pending investigation. And we'll explain that as we go through the report this morning. The manner of death, undetermined, pending investigation. Statement of examination, This forensic pathologist was retained to perform a second autopsy examination on the body of Nolan Xavier Wells. Name of decedent, Nolan Xavier Wells, age 18 years old, race Black, gender male, date of death.
Yeah, Joe, I have to agree with you on that one.
Second autopsy date was performed on July 10th, 2026. Preliminary findings, and this is significant. Focal area of red discoloration in the soft tissue of the back of the head, the occipital region. He said the etiology is unknown at this time.
Okay, now could that mean
so they found a long red mark
as a souvenir, Val,
of Nolan's head. Now, if he drowned, where the hell did that mark in the back of his head came from? You know, so right there, it's debunking what those white teenagers told the authorities. If he did drown, where did this red mark in the back of his head came from? All right. And where the hell is his throat? I want to know why they took his throat out and then sent his body off.
Or organ harvesting, Lisa.
Autopsy, and know damn well they didn't give everything that should have been given.
Organ harvesting.
So
they sold
I see
it.
a lot wrong already.
They sold it. They had a case with the LA County Coroner's office with that bullshit in the early 90s, Brother Che.
Was received after the initial autopsy. He said the body had marked decompensation. He said corona incision of the scalp, brain removal, Y-shaped incision of the anterior torso. And he talked about the organs being removed as is common, accompanied in the body cavity.
You're right, Joe. That is tampering with evidence.
The organs are removed from the body and they are dissected and examined. And then they are put back in a bag within inside the body. So when they're buried, their remains will
exactly.
all be with them.
Oh, Oregon is a state, Joe.
There's going to be a second autopsy.
OREGON is a state.
The organs are put in the body cavity, so the second pathologist could be able to examine the organs as well. Very significant for Dr. Mitchell was that the anterior inner neck structures were absent, not received with the body. And we'll explain that in just a minute. And then it talks about the additional procedures performed during the second autopsy. And we'll go into the paragraphs on that there because he explains it better in his narrative.
Hey guys, an update for everybody on the Nolan well.
Yeah, what I want to say, I know a lot of people don't like hearing that, you know, they were not really able to come up with what happened, but I think it's best to do that than to say it was an accidental drowning or a drowning, because it gets those white teens off the hook. So in my opinion, it's better for them to say undetermined than to say, oh, he drowned or it was an accident, because then they are free
damage control
from any accountability as far as what happened.
Right, damage control.
The fire. That's what I'm saying. I'd rather for them to say that than give those white teens an out. So let's go on.
Exactly,
Nolan
Joe.
Wells, of course, is the
Yes,
young
to
man
protect
who was
those
found
children of
dead on
affluent
Thorn Island,
YPs.
Mississippi. Went
They
with
destroyed the
friends
evidence to
on
protect the
July
futures of
4th.
these future judges and
So
lawyers.
there was a private autopsy done.
Okay.
He's got
All
attorney
right, I see
Benjamin
your
Crump.
reasoning on that, Joe. Your
He
logic is
organized a private
inescapable on
autopsy with
that,
a
sir.
forensic pathologist
Los Angeles
in
County had a
Washington,
big
D.C.,
scandal with that
and
shit. That's why I
Crump
miss Thomas
just gave
Noguchi
the
as the
results
coroner.
of that autopsy, which essentially were inconclusive. They were not able to come
How
up with a cause
convenient.
of death. Instead, it's pending
How convenient.
further investigation.
How
There
convenient.
were
Getting
some
their lies
interesting areas that
straight.
he
Yeah.
highlighted on the back of the head, a red area on the back of the head. But he also
Yeah.
said the forensic pathologist noted that there were things that he couldn't tell because there were parts of the body that were missing. Which again, this was the second autopsy, so there was an official autopsy done in
Precisely,
Mississippi
Joe.
by the state
Move to the
authorities
head of the
there.
class, young man.
Sometimes what I've seen is they'll send certain parts out for further testing, but that's all sort of unclear. I guess the headline is that it's still inconclusive. I'm going to try to dig into more of this today with a forensic pathologist
The
I
official
know,
story.
but I wanted to give you
Yeah.
guys the update because Ben Crump just had a press conference.
Yeah, beautiful bullshit. Beautiful bullshit.
When I said this, the Jackson County Sheriff's Office don't want to release them goddamn autopsy results.
Oh, I saw this
They
clip
wanna get
earlier today.
the autopsy results from that independent autopsy before they release theirs. Yo, and guess what Ben Crump just said?
We are looking to
With his
have findings
ambulance
sooner
chasing
rather than later.
ass.
Obviously,
Exactly, Joe.
you want stuff from the first autopsy.
Everything I quoted was from
because
Logic.
They had the body closer to time. We got the body almost 6 days later, Dr. Roger Mitchell. So there are limitations as to what he could do. Can you confirm?
Huh? Yo, I told y'all he did not want to release them autopsy reports until Jackson released theirs. What? I told y'all that shit. But everybody was like, you don't know the fuck you talking about. You that wrong. Yeah, now what the fuck you gotta say, motherfuckers? Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How we need a man like Thomas Noguchi on this case, Brother Che.
Right.
Yep. Notice this only happens to melanated people to put themselves within proximity of these white people, and they reject their. Yeah, Joe. Once again, Joe, your logic is inescapable.
This is a tough one. I know, like a lot of you, I'm watching.
Now, who knocked this motherfucker out? What is that knot upside his head?
It's
Yeah,
so emotional
Joe.
hearing them talk.
Yeah,
about this
yeah, he's an ambulance chaser. You right.
child taken way too early in this kind of way, and you see racists in the comments saying, "You guys owe those boys an apology." The white boys, no, we don't owe anybody an apology because they didn't send the throat. They didn't send the throat. They didn't send certain parts of the body.
C-O-Conspiracy.
Decompose. Why do you think it seems like they waited long enough for the body to decompose so you couldn't see bruising? Now, there were no fractures on the body, but in the report, there is a huge red line.
Exactly, Joe.
How do you get that from drowning? Also, when they found him, when he had drowned, he had all of his clothes on. In every little video we've seen of him, he's only in
Good
his
question, Joe. Damn,
So
good question.
This still sounds like Mississippi is covering up another wrongful death of a black man. All right. And I'm so tired
Again.
of race baiting. This is all about race, because if he was white, we wouldn't even be here. The first initial report would have given us everything we needed, but it is obvious that Mississippi is withholding information.
Okay.
I mean, why would they not send every single part of this beautiful boy to the second autopsy? So it's undetermined at this point, and means that there is further investigation needed. But again, let's ask, why was the throat not included? He said he cannot determine a cause of death without that. He can't determine that he wasn't choked, that something happened. And it's heartbreaking. Please pray for the family. I can only imagine
Lord,
having to sit through and listen to this. It's heartbreaking, and we need justice for Nolan Xavier Wells. Secret Service Sam Out Samson for president of the world.
Okay. I do not hate this man for saying that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I agree. There is no reason why they should have shipped his body off without everything being there. So Mississippi, there's no excuse, but you got the worst reputation when it comes down to racism in the country. Mississippi, we can go back 50 and even 100 years and see the racism that came out of Mississippi. Y'all don't change that damn much.
On a skin cancer test. That's why he got.
Daughter of Yah, thank you for the 10 gems. Anthony Bates. Hey, good to see you, Anthony. 10 gems. And again, daughter of Yah, 10 gems. Thank you so much for your support. For
yeah, it does.
We appreciate it. And again, daughter of Yah, 30 gems. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay, I got a very, very important question to ask about Mr. Wells.
Mm-hmm.
Was he castrated?
You know, Mississippi was that state when all the things were going on with segregation. They were railing against segregation.
What happened with Lisa? Brother Che? Okay, it's this damn heat out here in the West that's messing with our algorithms, people. So we're going to give Brother Che a few minutes to come back on in. And in the meantime, I'm going to comment here with Brother Joe is saying here, where were the females? There were none, just one. Huh. Very interesting, Joe. Very, very interesting. You know what I'm saying? Where were the females? It was only just one female. Now, okay, everybody, you know, is probably glitched and they resigning back in. Okay, so why would they only have the one female out there with all these guys? So were they doing the Carolyn Bryant show again? If you catch my drift, you see what I'm saying? Okay. Was they doing like what they did in Alabama to the civil rights workers? And keep in mind that Alabama is right next door to Mississippi. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Because I've drove the highway, I forgot the interstate, but I did cross out of Alabama into Mississippi, you know, and that song kept going through my mind. Southern trees bear a strange fruit, black body blowing in the southern breeze. And of course, our sister, Miss Billie Holiday, who made that record, she was handcuffed to a bed. And they detained her on narcotics violations. But Miss Holiday, from research that I did, had died in the bed. Now, who is this back up here? Wait a minute. Oh, no. No, Brother Che. I know that's you.
You know it's me.
Man. Ponies in the barn, ponies in the barn. Man, that's a cold shot, Brother Che. That's a cold shot. And I know why you did that. And keep in mind, I had to use this damn Raiders avatar by default. It was not intentional. You know what I'm saying? I had to use it by default, you know. Okay, type his name in and look at his pictures. He's real feminine for a football player.
Yeah.
Saucy Santana type of shit.
Man.
Damn. Okay, Joe, that's something to think about, sir. Okay, I give it to you once again, Joe. You know, that's why I fucks with you. You know, you be coming up there with inescapable logic. Okay, you see what I mean?
Yeah. So
You know,
it was doing some hazing to him.
Probably it was a ritual or an initiation. I'm sorry, an initiation. If his throat,
go ahead.
Okay, if his throat head white boy DNA is in it, that's why it's cut out. Oh, Joe. If his throat had white boy DNA in it, that's why Mississippi State cut it out for the white families. Woo!
Damn.
Type his name in and look at his picture. Okay, what happened to Joe's? Okay, he's really feminine for a football player. Saucy Santana type of shit. Damn.
Lord have mercy. And the plot continues to thicken.
Yeah, the plot thickens, man. You know what, though, man? I think Joe, Brother Che, is holding a whole lot of weight right there, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah. Joe's reasoning, man, is holding a whole lot of weight. You know?
All right, let me finish up Lisa, and then I'm gonna move to the next topic.
All right.
They were going out of their way not to follow federal law. They had to be forced to do it. And I remember that, learning that in the history. So at the end of the day, am I surprised? No, because we know if they're going to cover for anybody, it's going to be for those white boys and their parents. That's who they're looking out for. They're not, that state ain't looking out for no damn, man, please. They ain't looking out for Nolan. I know that right off the bat. Y'all ain't looking
they're
out
doing
for Nolan.
damage
You're
control.
looking out for yourselves. And the
Right,
people that
damage
look
control.
like you. So yes, the family is going to have to keep on fighting and demand that the throat be given to their private coroner that did the autopsy. So they're withholding it for a reason. There's something about that throat they don't want anybody to see.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Damn.
Carrie Jones. Thank you for the 10 gems. Cy Billy Lee, thank you for the 200 gems. Lisa Parker, thank you for the 10 gems. And Dorothea Knox, thank you for the 10 gems. I thank all of you for your support for my channel. I deeply do. So let's hope that they will get that throat and send it over so they can complete the autopsy.
Lord have mercy.
So I think they went over as much as they could,
Saucy Santana's hella rap.
Dealing with the circumstances.
Damn.
But if Mississippi don't give that throat to
boy, how we need a man like Thomas Noguchi today.
They should get hit with. It should be some consequences for withholding parts of a person's body.
Yeah, that's
when an autopsy is being done. There should be consequences for that.
All right, then then you have to go arrest Lisa. Then you have to go arrest the chief executive of that state. Yeah, you have to go arrest the chief executive of that state, which would be the fucking governor.
Make sure I got everybody.
Does that make sense, Brother Che?
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Joe, please type in your response. Should the governor of Mississippi be arrested?
I'm going to go ahead and conclude. Thank you so much for being here. And hopefully in the coming days, we'll find out even more about, this particular case and the autopsy, because Mississippi, they got to release their autopsy too. So maybe they will, now that the private one was done and we now know the throat wasn't there, perhaps they'll come forward with their autopsy. So y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Don't forget to pick up your hair products. Shalom, family.
Shalom, Lisa.
All right, shalom, Lisa Cabrera. And what's our next subject, Brother Che?
Argentina.
Oh, yes. And hopefully you got that clip where Ali beat the shit out of Oscar Bonavina.
Oh, I gotta pull that up. That's it.
Just the 15th round. Just the 15th round. Yeah, they used to call Bonavina the Brahma Bull. Mm-hmm.
At the 15th round?
Yes, sir. Because before the fight, yeah, there it is. And before the fight, Bonavina was saying, yeah, you chicken, you should go join the army. You chicken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And it was brutal. Yeah, it's brutal. Okay, that clip right there with Ali raising his arms right there, man, I think that's it. Okay, scroll up. Okay.
I have to add it to the queue.
Oh, okay.
Introducing Bonavina coming on. 40 seconds left and the countdown begins for round 11.
Bang, bang.
Come on, let's be bold, Sam.
Bang, bang.
Let's be bold, Sam. Come on, it's time for birthday.
Bang.
That left did not hurt. It's time for birthday. It reached but did not hurt. That left of Ali's was against Bonavina's glove. Another left by Bonavina, but that one didn't really hit either.
Yeah, wise point on that there, Joe. You right, Joe. Dang. Damn.
Well, you saw Oscar at his wildest there. Missing, falling off balance, but there was no Ali to take advantage of.
Bam.
There was no speed left. There was no movement left. Jump in and take advantage of an off-balance, unprotected man.
Now, keep in mind, Bonavina wasn't no slouch, people.
Come on, Sam. 1:30 left in the fight.
Oh, okay, we're in the 15th. Bam! Knock it.
Left. Florida.
Love it.
It came from nowhere. Ali came
Love
through
it.
with a left. The crowd screaming. The first knockdown of the
Bam.
fight. He took the
Bam.
mandatory 8. And now
Love
Ali is behaving like the old Ali. One more knockdown in this round. The fight is automatically over. Bonavina is running.
Bam,
If he
bam.
goes down again,
Bam.
it's over. Ali
That's
is the
it.
knockout winner at 2 minutes and 3 seconds by my unofficial clock of the final round. It began with a left. I'm going up to ring center.
Yep.
Okay, so that was the clip of Muhammad Ali, the greatest, knocking out
Of all time.
Right. So now we're gonna get to Argentina and their racism.
Right.
As y'all know, if you haven't been following, or the World Cup was going on, Argentina ended up making it to the final round against Spain. Spain ended up beating Argentina, but the fans, Argentina fans, thought they could come over here with that racist shit, and they got checked by FBA. So at least gonna give us
Okay.
I thought y'all and wow, she's someone I really grew up around, and our families used to always come together, for church and family reunions. So I'm going to miss her. So anyway, y'all, we're going to talk about Argentina. Now, I know some of you might have heard some of the unruly things they were doing at the World Cup. They were in the stands and they were heavily using the N-word. And I don't understand Argentina. I thought y'all didn't have no Black people in your country. How do you get to be that over the top racist? And you don't
because
even
Lisa, honey, at the end of World War II, a lot of the Nazis from Germany went to Paraguay, Uruguay, and Argentina,
around all them Nazis
and Brazil. Right.
That's why you're the way you are. But it makes no sense that you are that crazy with racism and you don't even encounter us like that in your country. Thank you, y'all. Thank you for your condolences. So anyway, it makes no sense, but everybody loves hating us even when we're not around. Hey, look at the Chinese with that Natasha doll, y'all all do it. And we don't even have to be around you, but you got all this deep hate for us. And then when things happen, you're sitting up there talking about some uniting and black and brown and all this stuff. I wouldn't join y'all even if you came at me with a damn rifle. I still wouldn't join you. So, yeah.
Damn, Lisa, you sounding like a militant right there.
Was there. And they were mocking him and using the N-word on him and making monkey gestures. Now,
they only imitating themselves is because them frogs evolved from monkeys. Look at their lips.
I don't know how we came to be monkeys, and the people calling us monkey, y'all got the actual DNA.
Right. Move to the head of the class.
Projection. So anyway, because I looked, a lot of you Latinos, you're also got that Neanderthal in you. I had to look that mess up and I found it. Y'all got a lot of Neanderthal. So it's not shocking why y'all favor white people so much. Y'all got that.
Damn, Lisa, sound like you've been listening to Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced.
There are always going to be differences when you got different kind of species DNA in you. Yeah, you're going to act differently. You're going to be different. You're going to act different. And and you're going to be more violent and more unruly. And that's exactly what we see. And their behavior at the World Cup, y'all, was so bad. Even their own local newspaper were chastising them for the way they behaved at the World Cup. And this was not just the fans. This was not just the fans spiraling out of control. It was the players too. They all collectively came together and were acting like this. They were the ones throwing bananas at players that are way better than them. See, I know why y'all throw them bananas. It's an intimidation tactic because that player is better than anything you will ever be in life. That's why you throw those at those Black players, because they are way better than you. That's the big reason why. And not to mention, y'all, if Argentina caught on fire tonight, I wouldn't shed a tear. I wouldn't. So let's get into it, y'all. Antithesis, thank you so much for the super chat. Outcha supporting, thank you so much. And Ironwork, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you so much for your support for my channel. Okay, let's get started. But see, and let me just say this other thing. This is why you get a lot of pushback, you camps get a lot of pushback over those charts you put out. You want to tell us these racist as Argentina people are our brethren. They ain't no brethren of mine. And you ain't gonna convince me that's my brother. Them mofos ain't no brother. They are nothing. They are the damn enemy.
Okay, Argentina, capital city is Buenos Aires. If I remember, Brother Che, meaning the land of the good air.
Yep, that's correct, Shabaka.
Okay. And then they also have another city in Argentina, and correct me if I'm wrong.
See my screen. And
called Tierra del Fuego? Or is that Chile?
A burger that they sell.
Yeah, the land of fire.
In Argentina. Yeah. It's called the Big Nigga.
It's at the tip of South America.
It has a black bun, and it's like a burger, and it's on a black bun, but it's called the Big Nigga.
Ooh.
So I'm gonna show you. You're gonna see that in this first clip.
Well, you need to show some clips of some of these motherfuckers getting smashed.
I remember years ago, I think it was China, they were selling Darky toothpaste.
Yeah.
They all do it. They all do it. That's why I pray every day, my Heavenly Father, have no mercy on them. When that judgment really hits hard, have no mercy on any of them. None, because they don't deserve any.
Right. Check this out. Hey, we got Uptight in the building. Salam, salute, certified salute.
Oh, got Uptight.
It's Will Belafonte. Have you seen the burger that's going viral right
Uptight.
now? In Argentina, they got the Big Nigga burger. So this is history. They like eating niggas, man. Don't believe me? Watch these videos.
I've come over 1 hour to this famous burger spot in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Can I say the name? You're going to have to wait till the end of the video. But I just have the just this one. Burger. Oh, gracias. Oh my God.
Lord.
Guys, here we go. We have the big burger. As you can see, we've got a black bun. We've got lots of creamy filling and lots of meat. Holy shit. God, I love Big Nick.
Shut your mouth, man.
Damn!
Listen, that's why Argentina lost last night, because God don't like ugly. You dig? But let me know what y'all think. Are y'all comfortable with these people eating burgers that resemble niggas?
Symbolic accountability.
Like I said, this ain't history. They didn't eat that egg that turn. They did eat niggas.
Yeah, Joe. Hey, Uptight. See what happened.
Hold on, Shabaka.
Go ahead.
Okay, so they were doing all of that to iShow Speed. He was there, and that's him in the red shirt. He was right by the Argentina fans and team, and the middle finger and the N-word and all that. They were making monkey gestures and all that stuff. That's what they were throwing stuff at him. So you ain't even got to do nothing to these mofos. They spot one of us, they see some dark ass skin and go into a frenzy.
Yep. Exactly.
It couldn't have been me. I would have dove up.
Exactly. We just mentioned that before you came up, brother, where them damn Nazis went there.
Yeah.
Argentina, Uruguay, Paraguay, Brazil. No, Joey, that's real talk right there, man.
You ready? That's crazy, bro.
Argentina's always shown the ass. I guess there never been allegations of being World War II's losing party's cum dumpster.
Yeah. 1 versus 6 is the odds. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so in this next clip, this Argentina fan called an Atlanta cop the N-word. So you see him wrestling with them.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Atlanta cop was wrestling with him. Why didn't he just shoot the motherfucker?
Right.
After all, they do it to us.
Hey man, maybe one day I'll tell y'all my experience with racism in Buenos Aires. Like, I lived there, and I lived in Buenos Aires for about 3 months when I was learning tango, and I ended up getting put in jail, like on some racist shit. But yo, Atlanta is not the city to play with in terms of racism.
Right.
And Argentinian fans, porteños, have this reputation. Argentinians, don't come for me. Y'all, this is y'all doing.
And uptight, you missed it when we showed the fight of Ali beating the shit out of Bonavino.
Who tried to pull that shit in Atlanta against a black cop in Atlanta in Chocolate City. Man, his ass found out real quick. And I do not support any form of police violence or brutality, but you fuck around and you're gonna find out. Like, for real. You pop off on some racist shit to Atlanta black cop. And man, they learned. They learned. I hope y'all enjoyed that win.
Why is everyone all of a sudden hating on Argentina? You've probably seen this sentiment everywhere over the last couple of weeks. It's coming from Argentines who are deeply upset about the sudden spotlight on their country. But if you just watch the tape, you'll see hundreds of thousands of fans actively being racist, unruly, and behaving exactly like the critiques they are trying to run from. You cannot tell people experiencing real-time racism in their own country that they don't know what they're witnessing with their own eyes. That level of gaslighting is precisely how we got here. I've been
uptight it was. That's why we had it up there.
And told unintelligent and clueless, it dropped Black as a demographic category. If you stop counting Black people on paper, you can turn around to the world and claim, look, Blackness is a Brazilian issue. We're the Europe of South America. And these are things that have been said by Argentine government officials. All of these repetitive arguments and the constant spamming of you're spreading misinformation towards someone who researches and presents real Black history only proves the exact point of my videos. It's hilarious to see comments telling me to learn real history and not TikTok history when the version of Argentine history
Man, fuck TikTok.
Entirely on a fallacy.
TikTok is a joke.
Racist coupled with the blatant racism currently on full display is a massive contradiction. You can keep attacking everyone who shines light on your country's history and behavior, but it will never erase the truth. The coordinated online pushback from Argentines over the last 3 weeks, desperately trying to blame some imperious American campaign, is incredible to watch. Before June, I rarely thought about Argentina, but the copy and paste comments, the gaslighting, and the bizarre defense mechanisms like claiming we allow black women to breed out Blackness as if that's a flex have been deeply eye-opening. As a Black person who speaks up, I am no stranger to racism, but the level of absolute delusion and hostility from people who refuse to look critically at their own past is wild. This isn't some grand conspiracy against a country struggling through an economic crisis. It's a direct critique of your behavior and a refusal to let you erase your own history.
Remember,
so no, pointing out that America had Jim Crow doesn't erase what happened in South America. Segregation kept Black people out. Blanqueamiento tried to mix them out, draft them out, and write them out. Different methods, same objectives. Stop letting strawman arguments and racial mixing be used as a shield to hide documented history. Take a look within and maybe take a look at yourself and say, oh, they're just talking about our history. They're not saying everyone in this country is racist. When you treat people horribly, you get the response that you're getting now. As always, stay Black, stay blessed.
Always. Okay, now Joe got Black people versus OTB, one versus 127. Us against the world.
People live
this includes tethers.
They got slums. They got a big old slum. And it's, slums are all over South America, by the way. They all got them.
Yeah, they did.
But Argentina, no Black people.
You right about that. I remember the Falklands situation.
So that's what you're looking at.
That was 1982, I think, uptight. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Al equipo que tiene más aguante, lo llevo dentro del corazón. Saltando, cantando, prendidos a los trapos, dejamos el alma en el tablón.
They living in slums. They got the shit about us.
Right. And then keep in mind, man, they below the
Yo
equator.
voy cantando, con mis amigos voy festejando un triunfo más. Loco, soy por mi trapo, te sigo a muerte por donde vas, porque la vuelta queremos dar.
A los 10 años hay pibes que tienen armas.
Sí, acá. Quiero ganar. Un coche, y lo acribillaron a todos.
Así que
Muerto en la cárcel o en la calle. Sí.
no sabes dónde te va a encontrar pasillo. Si no sos de acá, no tenés chance de salir. Si no conoces las 5.
Eligen el camino más fácil.
Oh, too, by the way, Che, you know, Argentina has the Andes Mountains too.
Vieron estas telas, ¿no? Siempre
Huh?
el tiro es...
That's chilly.
Y vos ya sabés
That's
que
chilly.
cada vez que tengas un problema,
You mean
podés
to tell
llegar a
me,
terminar
Che, I got my geography fucked up, man.
y los pibitos jugando acá.
Well,
¿Qué
Argentina.
llevas ahí?
Llevo a arreglar la tela en plan.
Jugás en la primera de Quilmes.
Paraguay or Uruguay, that's in between them.
A maior
Okay, I
favela
think
de
I
Buenos
think it's
Aires é a Vila
Paraguay.
31, que é também conhecida como bairro Mujica. Ela está localizada em uma área estratégica, próximos a bairros nobres como Recoleta e Puerto Madeiro. A Vila 31 surgiu por volta de
Now, I
1930
do know,
e se tornou um ponto de referência para migrantes da América do Sul,
yeah, Uptight is saying, yeah,
especialmente bolivianos,
1982.
peruanos e paraguaios. A favela passou por um
Man, my
processo de
damn wall keeps pinging,
com a
man.
construção de novas casas, equipamentos públicos e
Think
mudança
we
de
might be
nome.
getting some views.
Apesar
Yeah.
do processo de urbanização, a Vila 31 ainda enfrenta desafios, como a disputa por territórios entre traficantes de drogas. O bairro também é conhecido por ter uma forte ligação com o Papa Francisco, que, quando era arcebispo de Buenos Aires, frequentava a comunidade e tinha contato com os moradores. A população hoje é estimada em torno de
All talking
40
about you
mil
all got
habitantes.
good air down there.
Essa área foi ocupada devido à sua
Bueno, good.
ser
Addis
próximo
air.
ao Porto de Buenos Aires, né?
Just told me right now there's two guys that marked me apparently and they were about to rob me. So as you guys saw,
Looks like, Brother Che, I'm
they
getting
didn't
hit
even
with a
let
bunch
me
of hate
go
mail.
inside. They actually stopped me from getting into the barrio. ¿Todo bien? ¿Quieres salir? ¿Cómo te llamas, bro?
Leonel, ¿cómo andan los muchachos? Acá estamos en la Villa 31, trabajando un poquito con los ajos. Señor, ¿dónde
Lionel,
estás?
y yo soy de Sudáfrica.
¿Sudáfrica?
Sí, ¿sabes? ¿Dónde es el McDonald's?
McDonald's, acá a la vuelta, manzana.
Ah, bueno. ¿Cuál equipo es?
Mauricio Varela, papá.
¿Cuál equipo es eso?
Mauricio Varela.
Pino Rillo.
Argentina, Florencio
Varela. Un equipo de acá, ¿no? De Buenos Aires. Vale, provincia. Bueno, mucho gusto. Feliz día. So, as you guys saw, they didn't even let me get into the villa. So I got a contact that's going to take me inside. We're about to go and meet up with him right now. Outside the McDonald's, which is just over there. Sí, yo tengo un amigo esperándome. Ah, bueno. Gracias. You know? All right, he just told me to be careful. So I'm going to put the camera away until I get there. Check it out. So somebody just told me right now there's two guys that marked me, apparently, and they were about to rob me. So we're going to go to the McDonald's here, wait for.
Oh, church is missing.
Y'all, he's in a city. Do you see what that city look like? He's in a city. Do you see what the city looks like?
A damn slum.
That city probably hasn't changed in about 5-6 decades. It looks very outdated.
Mm-hmm. It looked like a damn toilet, a damn slum. And they sitting up here talking shit about us.
It's Will Belafonte. Hey, you
You got the audacity to have a nigga burger.
Up with him right now. Outside the McDonald's. She's just over there. Sí, yo tengo un amigo esperándome. Gracias. No. All right, you just told me to be careful. So I'm gonna put the camera away until I get there. Check it out. So somebody just told me right now there's two guys that marked me apparently, and they were about to rob me. So we're gonna go to the McDonald's here. Wait for.
It's Will Belafonte. Hey,
Okay, so he was trying to get into an area over by where the slums were, and they wouldn't let him in. So he's meeting somebody, I guess, that lived there that's going to help him get in. But at the end of the day, y'all, this place looks awful. They look awful. Instead of fighting to keep Black people out of your country, you need to fix your damn country. It's just like all the ones over there in Latin America. It looks like shit. So anyway, y'all, this is a disgrace. But, you know, like I said, they're not only getting called out for their behavior at the World Cup here in America, they're also getting called out. Even their own country is dragging them and said they behaved so bad. But this is how they act all the time, y'all. At these soccer games, they do this all the time. They always been nasty, unruly, racist. They've always been like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, come on. Yeah, they all resemble each other. I notice all of these South American countries, they all resemble each other, and they all look very underdeveloped. You know, they really do.
Yeah.
Y'all sure have not put work into your countries that you're so proud of. So y'all, unbelievable, isn't it? But yeah, when I saw that big burger they sell, I was too through. I was too through.
Right.
So y'all, I'm going to go ahead and conclude. What I have coming up next at 1:45 is the private autopsy of Nolan Wells. So we will get into that at 1:45. So everybody have a wonderful afternoon, and I will see you then. Shalom, family.
Shalom, Lisa. All right, Shabaka, what are your thoughts on Argentina and their racist antics? Any new Shabaka? Oh, damn, we lost Shabaka. God damn it. All right, y'all, I'm going to move to the next topic because I'm kind of pressed for time. And that is 4 racist stereotypes Hollywood keeps running back.
They did not stumble into these images. They built them. 4 specific tools, 4 specific targets, all aimed at the same man, the black man. And Hollywood has been running them back for over a century.
Okay, we lost you, Shabaka. What are your
No,
thoughts?
man, the phone overheated, man, because I'm getting hit with a lot of telemetry. So I'm up here responding to these fools on the other phone, you know. Let's see, hate mail. Okay, hate mail. Okay, some dude here just told me I'm an uneducated, worthless piece of shit. So I told him, fuck you. Okay, all right. Let's see, and then let's see. Okay, and okay, now we're talking about something about Dr. King, okay? And I said that it was a white man who killed King. So this Arturo Fleur says, if you get that hate and victim mentality out of your heart, you'll see more truth. Clearly. So my response is fuck you
Right.
to this bastard, okay? And then there's Jeff Lovell is saying, shut the fuck up, racist bitch.
Oh.
Okay. The bitch
it's the one that bore you.
is the stinking asshole
Oh gosh.
who hatched your ass.
Lord.
And I hate having to do this here.
All right, so I have moved on to the next topic, Shabaka, but did you have anything else
Yes,
to say,
sir.
Tina?
Okay, yeah, yeah, it's bad they hate us because they cannot be us, basically. Okay. And let's see here. The bitch is the stinking ass tramp. Okay. Let me put that in there. Who hatched your ass. She should have
swallowed.
Okay. Going in there to this punk. Okay. All right. And let's see here. Okay, so then what we're going to do with this clown right here, showing y'all a hack. Okay. Now, I go on and block this motherfucker. Okay. So you blocked him. Okay. So he can't say nothing else. Right. You see what I'm saying? Now he can go up there and talk to himself. You know? Yeah. And I hate having to do this. I really, really do. So I'm saying it out there for all people to hear. You see? I really hate having to do this. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. So let's see here. What else I got? Okay. Okay. And, okay. We got two people. Okay. All right. And then let's see here. 4 likes on the digital flyer. Okay. 1 comment on the digital flyer. Okay. All right. That was a YouTube link in there. Okay. And mega voter suddenly blames Black Americans for America's problems, but then reality hit them hard. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Oh, man. Okay.
Right. Next topic.
Okay.
And that is
all right.
Racist stereotypes.
Okay. Is that Jack Johnson? Wait a minute. Is that Jack Johnson?
Yes, it is.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I love the way I love the way he beat the shit out of Jeffries on the 4th of July. Yeah, I really did. I really did. I went to Reno and I visited the spot.
Jack Johnson walked into a boxing ring and changed everything. He knocked out Tommy Burns in Sydney, Australia, and became the first Black heavyweight champion of the world. And the reaction from white America was not just disappointment, it was panic. Jack London, yes, that Jack London, the famous author, publicly called for a, quote, great white hope to come take the title back. When James J. Jeffries agreed...
Is that the same Jack London that Jack London Square is named after, Shabaka?
Yes, sir, that is correct. Who wrote the song that all coons look alike? Yes, sir.
Okay.
To fight Johnson in 1910, Jeffries said out loud that his entire purpose was to prove that a white man was better than a Black man. Johnson destroyed him too, and when the results spread across the country, white mobs attacked Black neighborhoods in dozens of cities.
Yep,
men
they sure did.
Some were killed, all because a Black man was the strongest man in the world and refused to act ashamed of it. That is when the machine kicked in, family. They could not beat him in the ring, so they used the law. Johnson was prosecuted under the Mann Act in 1912 for transporting a white woman, Belle Schreiber, across state lines. He was convicted and sentenced. The law was being used as a weapon to punish him for being too strong, too free, and too unafraid. And Hollywood was watching. In 1915, Birth of a Nation hit theaters and told America that the Black male body was a sexual weapon aimed at white women. That film did not just tell a story, it helped resurrect the Klan. Then in 1933, King Kong.
And you know who produced it?
Have drawn a
D.W. Griffith. Yep, the same one they named the park after in Los Angeles.
Creature, captured from his homeland, brought to New York in chains, and destroyed because he reached for a white woman. The racial subtext was not subtle. It was structural. The Mandingo myth completed the picture. During slavery, white enslavers invented the image of the hypersexual, physically unstoppable black male to make money. They promoted the strength and size of enslaved men at auction. It was an economic tool built on dehumanization. Kyle Onstadt turned it into a novel in 1957, and Paramount turned that novel into a film in 1975, starring real-life heavyweight boxer Ken Norton. They went and got a boxer on purpose. Think about that. Here is the part that should make you stop. Today, black men make up 56% of all NCAA football players and 66% of all NCAA men's basketball players. They represent about 3% of the broader undergraduate student population at those same schools. Researchers at the University of Pennsylvania found that black athletes in Power 5 conferences are losing between $1.2 and $1.4 billion a year because of the so-called amateurism rules that prevent them from being paid. And the NFL, which is about 70% black, used a practice called race norming in its concussion settlement. They assumed black players had lower baseline cognitive abilities than white players. That assumption meant black retired players received lower payouts for brain damage they got playing the game. The NFL knew exactly what they were doing. The beast trope is not just a movie character, it is an economic policy. But the beast only handles one part of the job, because a man you can see can still be loved. To really erase him, you have to make him disappear. And that brings us to number 2, the ghost. The ghost is the black father who is gone before the story begins, or gone shortly after it starts, and whose absence is never treated as a tragedy. His death is not a wound the story grieves. It is a plot function. It clears the board so someone else can move. Look at Blacc Panther, released in 2018. King T'Chaka travels to Oakland, confronts his brother Njobu, kills him, and leaves Njobu's young son Eric behind, alone, in Oakland. He literally flies back to Wakanda without
Wakanda.
That boy grows up without a father, without a nation, without belonging to anything, and the film turns him into the villain for the feelings that created. T'Chaka's decision to kill his own brother and abandon his nephew is treated by the film as tragic but justified. The dead man served his purpose. His absence built the villain. The villain had to die. And the king who made the choice was mourned and respected. Think about Dick Halloran in The Shining from 1980. He has the gift. He feels the child's fear across hundreds of miles. He drives through a blizzard to save a white mother and her son. He walks through that door, and Jack Torrance puts an axe through him. In Stephen King's original novel, Halloran survives. Kubrick killed him. His death was a choice made by a white director, and it served one purpose only: to raise the stakes for the white family's survival. His life had no value in that story except as fuel. Family, this is a pattern across decades of film. The black man either dies early to motivate a white protagonist, or he dies to confirm that his anger was always the real danger. Either way, his death is a tool. He never gets to live on screen, to lead a family that stays whole, to build something that survives him. He exists to be absent, and every child who grows up watching those films absorbs the message that black fathers leave. Black fathers die. Black fathers are not the point of the story. That damage is generational, and it was placed there deliberately. But there is something even more targeted than making him disappear. Because sometimes the black man speaks up with genuine truth, with real evidence of real pain. And the system has a specific answer for that too. They call him crazy. That is number 3, the crazy one. You need to understand where this starts, because it did not start on a film set. In May of 1851, a physician named Samuel A. Cartwright published a paper in the New Orleans Medical and Surgical Journal. In that paper, he proposed a new mental illness. He called it drapetomania. He said it was a disease that caused enslaved black people to want to run away from their enslavers. Read that again. He said the desire for freedom was a symptom of mental illness. Cartwright held the title of Professor of Diseases of the Negro at the University of Louisiana, which later became Tulane. He was not a fringe voice in 1851. He was published in a medical journal. His paper was reprinted. And he also invented a second diagnosis, dysesthesia ethiopica, for enslaved people who were disobedient, refused to work, or showed what he called lack of work ethic. His prescribed treatment for both conditions included, and I need you to hear this clearly, physical punishment. He wrote that whipping could cure the desire for freedom. He disguised brutality as medicine, and he created a template that has never fully disappeared. When a black man expresses justified anger, diagnose the anger, not the cause. Hollywood picked that template up and ran with it. In 2018, Blacc Panther gave us Eric Killmonger, and the writing team, led by director Ryan Coogler, made sure you understood exactly why Eric was angry. His father was murdered by the Wakandan king. He was abandoned as a child in Oakland. He grew up watching black people across the diaspora suffer while Wakanda, the most advanced nation on earth, hid its resources and did nothing. His diagnosis of the problem was correct. His argument was historically grounded. His grievance was real. And the film killed him for it. Not because he was wrong, because the film decided his response, his willingness to use force to end black suffering, made him too dangerous to let live. His conviction was framed as madness. His anger was framed as the illness. And T'Challa, the man who continued a policy of abandonment and watched the diaspora bleed, was the hero. Hey family, real talk. YouTube has shut down channels for telling exactly these kinds of stories. So I need you to find us off this platform. Go to blackstories-untold.com, join our mailing list, and make sure we stay connected no matter what they do. Now back to the list. The same pattern runs through Bushmaster in Luke Cage Season 2, also 2018. His family was murdered by the Stokes crime family. His pain was documented, specific, and historically rooted. The show called his pursuit of justice an obsession that drove him to insanity. The man with the righteous wound, diagnosed as the danger. Cartwright would have recognized the logic immediately. They have been running his playbook for 170 years, and they just updated the costume.
Okay, Joe, I'm trying to find it now.
The last one is the one that should make your blood run cold, because it is the most sophisticated, the most cruel, and the most deliberate.
Oh, man.
The Predator. The other three tropes had white faces behind them from the start. Birth of a Nation, King Kong, Cartwright's Diagnosis, all produced by white institutions for white audiences. But the Predator trope found its modern form through a different mechanism. They built the weapon and then handed it to us to use on ourselves. In 1985, The Color Purple opened in theaters. Alice Walker had written a Pulitzer Prize-winning novel about a black woman's survival through extraordinary suffering. It was her story, her community, her people. When Hollywood came for the film rights, Walker was reluctant. She only agreed after consulting with friends and after securing contractual protections. She required that 50% of the production team outside the cast be black, female, or from the third world. She wanted final script approval. Here is what happened anyway. Walker's screenplay was set aside. A Dutch-born white writer named Menno Magus was brought in as screenwriter. A white director named Steven Spielberg was handed the camera. Walker was reduced to an uncredited script doctor coaching actors on set. The story of black women's pain, shaped by black hands in the original text, was filtered through two white men.
Okay, Joe, is Africa awake yet? Okay, hold on.
Comment that Hollywood only greenlit the film because the black men in it were depicted as one-dimensional animals. The NAACP officially called out the film for its stereotypical portrayal of black males. James Baldwin criticized Spielberg for mangling Walker's vision. Black male professors called it a dangerous film in the Washington Post. Demonstrators picketed the premiere. And yet, the image held. The central picture that entered the culture from that film, that black men are the primary threat to black women, never left. It multiplied. Here is the part the data demands you understand. Black women do experience intimate partner violence at rates about 35% higher than white women. That is real. That pain is real. But researchers have found that when you control for socioeconomic factors, poverty, unemployment, housing instability, the racial gap in those numbers shrinks significantly. Domestic violence is not a black male pathology. It is a human crisis driven by poverty and powerlessness that crosses every racial line. Hollywood does not make that distinction. Hollywood frames it as a black male problem specifically, produced by black male nature specifically, while white domestic violence at comparable absolute numbers receives no equivalent cultural campaign. And here is what makes this the sharpest blade of the four. After 1985 proved there was a market for black pain told through this lens, white Hollywood found something better than directing it themselves. They found Black creators who internalized the narrative and would produce it for them. The trope went internal. The supply chain got shorter. The fingerprints got harder to trace. They built the frame. They handed it to us. And now some of us police our own story inside their architecture without ever knowing we picked up someone else's weapon. Family, step back and look at all four together. The beast makes the Black man a physical threat, reduce him to his body, extract his labor, justify his containment. The ghost removes him from family, kill him early, make his absence the starting condition, teach children that his disappearance is normal. The crazy one discredits his voice, give him a real wound, then frame his response as the proof of his instability, so his testimony can never be trusted. And the predator turns his own community against him. Manufacture the image that he is the primary danger to the people he loves most, until the separation becomes self-enforcing. 4 tools, 1 target. And this did not happen by accident. Birth of a Nation was produced in 1915 as a deliberate political act by D.W. Griffith, who said openly that
the same one that Griffith Park is named
published
after.
his diagnosis in a medical journal because he needed institutional authority to enforce it. The Color Purple was produced by an industry that greenlit it precisely because it confirmed a specific image of Black men. These were decisions made by specific people with specific intentions, not cultural evolution, not storytelling instinct, strategy. And the reason this matters today, right now, this week, is because these 4 images are still running simultaneously across your streaming service. They are in the blockbusters your children are watching. They are in the prestige dramas critics are praising. They are in the shows that Black creators are being paid to make inside studios, still owned by the same class of people who built these tools in the first place. When you can name the trope, you can see through it. When you can see through it, you stop feeding it your belief. That is not a small thing, family. That is the beginning of building something different. You cannot replace a lie you cannot name. Now you know all 4. Say the names and stop letting them run. This was Black Stories Untold. And as always, thanks for watching. If you want more stories like this, click the video on your screen now.
Okay. I just want to say, when that motion picture came out with Ken Norton in it,
yeah,
Muhammad Ali had talked real bad about Ken Norton for doing that film. And Ali was in preparation for the Thriller in Manila. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then, but Ali himself, he did his story, The Greatest My Own Story, I believe, in the following year. Well, quite naturally, of course, he portrayed himself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, and the thing is, okay, we got, is that Biggie right there, 5423? What's up, Biggie? All right, yeah, and so therefore, okay, look, okay, all right, I'm trying to get to it, Joe. Oh, okay, here we go. All right.
Uh-oh, we lost you, Shabaka. Shabaka went on mute or something. Oh shit! I think we lost Shabaka again. All right. I'm gonna move to the next topic. So I'm pressed for time. It's probably the last topic because we got Frontline Black News after this. Did they take Shabaka off? Oh, there's Shabaka.
Yeah, man, I'm up here going back and forth with this goddamn phone, man. You know what I'm saying? Okay, Joe. Okay, I think I found the link. Okay, I'm gonna check it out. You know, when we go on intermission, when we go to Frontline Black News.
Yeah, Shabaka, what are your thoughts on the 4 stereotypes that Hollywood continues to bring forth?
Okay, what it is that these stereotypes Hollywood is bringing is it makes money for them. You see what I'm saying? Plus, it reinforces the false illusion that these other groups, okay, are superior to us. You see what I'm saying? Okay, but Hollywood is fantasy. Do you see what I'm saying? It's fantasy. And then, of course, it was created, like I said before, and I'm saying this here, Brother Che, for the sake of our listeners. The big three in Hollywood is Paramount Pictures, 1912, Universal Pictures, 1912, and Warner Brothers, 1912. Okay, that's when they was doing the silent film era. Yep. Okay, so then in the 20s, they were all silent films. Okay, the talkies, as they called it, did not come about until about 1931, I believe. Okay, now to find out the evolution of Hollywood, you got to look at the history of the Academy Awards. And I think the first Academy Awards was like about 1927, but the first talkie was called The Jazz Singer with Al Jolson in blackface. You see what I mean? Yeah, in blackface. You see what I'm saying? And what have you. And so what it is that Hollywood, upholds this image. And Brother Che, if you still have that video of when I walked down Hollywood Boulevard and when I went up.
Facebook, so I can remember I can't access Facebook.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I tore it down. And when I went up there before TMZ and he said, Shabaka, abandon them. Warning, red alert. You know what I'm saying? So I went up there and did that, And that is where they had the IMAX theater, the Chinese theater. The Chinese theater was built there, ladies and gentlemen, in 1926, I believe. So what had happened is when they opened up the Chinese theater, right, they invited Mary Pickford, okay? She's one of Hollywood's early actresses. Mary Pickford, Gloria Swanson, and Barbara Stanwyck, I believe. Yeah, okay. And then, so Mary Pickford got out of her car and stepped onto the wet cement, right? Okay. Yeah. And somebody says, hey, you know what? Why don't you put your autograph right there, Mary Pickford? Okay. So this here led to the trend of them going out there, putting the handprints out there. You had the Barrymores, Lionel Barrymore, John Barrymore, Ethel Barrymore, early Hollywood actresses. You had Jimmy Stewart out there. Of course, you had John Wayne out there. You had Roy Rogers out there. He even put the damn horse's horseshoes on there. What was his horse's name? I forgot. You had Del Evans right there. Okay. And then keep in mind, people, is that Hollywood is a section of the city of Los Angeles, and it's not its own city. It is a section of the city of Los Angeles, because if you go there and fuck around, you'll find out is because it will be the Hollywood division of the Los Angeles Police Department that's booking your ass.
That's right, Shabaka. Okay, I got to move on. So
yeah, moving on.
It's probably gonna be the last topic because I gotta go news after this.
Right.
Real life Wakanda, the African kingdoms Europe tried to erase.
Mm-hmm. Everything you've been taught about ancient Africa is a lie. While Hollywood had you believing Wakanda was pure fantasy, the truth is that multiple African kingdoms achieved technological marvels that would make vibranium look ordinary. Real civilizations thrived for over 2,000 years, building pyramids that outnumbered Egypt's, creating bronze art so sophisticated that modern museums still can't explain the techniques, and developing iron technology while Europe was stuck banging rocks together. But here's what they don't want you to know. European colonizers didn't just steal Africa's resources. They stole its history. They systematically erased these achievements from every textbook, every museum, every narrative they could control. Why? Because acknowledging African brilliance would shatter their entire story about who needed to be civilized. Today, we're exposing the real Wakandas that Hollywood borrowed from, and the centuries-long cover-up that followed. Our story begins not in the kingdoms you might expect, but deep in the Nigerian plateau over 3,500 years ago. While most of the ancient world was still struggling with copper tools, the Nok people were doing something revolutionary. They skipped an entire technological age. Between 1500 BCE and 300 CE, Nok communities
Before Common
achieved
Era.
what archaeologists call the greatest metallurgical leap in human history. They went straight from stone to iron, completely bypassing bronze. At sites like Taruga, 13 iron smelting furnaces dating to 280 BCE reveal furnace designs that can reach 1200 degrees Celsius. That's hot enough to melt copper twice over. The Nok mastered both metalworking and artistic expression. Their terracotta sculptures span 78,000 square kilometers, an area larger than most U.S. states. Each sculpture required precise kiln temperatures of 800 to 900 degrees Celsius and clay that chemical analysis proves came from a single source. This means centralized production, trade networks, and quality control across vast distances. The figures themselves tell stories of a complex society. Elaborate hairstyles indicating social rank, jewelry showing wealth distribution, and tools revealing their revolutionary iron technology. Some hold slingshots and bows for hunting. Others display the agricultural implements that would transform Africa forever. This iron revolution spread across West Africa through Nok trade networks, laying the technological foundation for every great kingdom that would follow. Fast forward several centuries, and that Nok innovation has traveled north to create something unprecedented, an African kingdom that would conquer the land of the pharaohs themselves. In 1070 BCE, as Egypt's new kingdom crumbled, the kingdom of Kush seized its moment from the capital at Napata. The Kushites had been watching their northern neighbors, learning and building their own power. What they created would dwarf their rivals in ways that still shock archaeologists today. Sudan contains 255 pyramids, compared to Egypt's 118. The tourist destination everyone thinks of as the land of pyramids was actually outdone by its African neighbor to the south. The secret to Kush's power lay in their mastery of iron technology inherited from cultures like the Nok. While their enemies still wielded bronze weapons, Kushite armies carried iron spears and swords forged in furnaces that could reach temperatures no Bronze Age civilization could match. Recent excavations at Meroe reveal massive iron smelting complexes that turned the royal city into an ancient industrial center. Between 712 and 664 BCE, Kushite pharaohs like Pia and Taharko conquered Egypt and ruled as the 25th dynasty. Black African kings wore the double crown of Upper and Lower Egypt, restoring temples that Egyptian rulers had neglected and expanding trade networks from the Mediterranean to the Red Sea. Kush's power extended far beyond military conquest. Their trade networks stretched across 3 continents, connecting the African interior to Mediterranean markets and Indian Ocean commerce. Ivory, gold, ebony, and iron weapons flowed north, while Mediterranean goods, Indian textiles, and Chinese ceramics reached deep into Africa. Kushite merchants carried African innovations in metallurgy, medicine, and mathematics across the ancient world. The kingdom's mathematical sophistication shows in their pyramid construction, which required precise astronomical calculations and complex geometric understanding. Their water management systems included reservoirs, channels, and drainage networks that supported over 25,000 people in a desert environment, engineering that European cities wouldn't achieve for another millennium. Just like the Kushite built an empire that controlled trade across 3 continents, we're building a movement to reclaim our stolen history. If you want to help restore the truth about African kingdoms that rivaled any ancient civilization, subscribe to Black Stories Untold and join the resistance against historical erasure. Now, back to the video. Yet, even as Kush dominated the Nile Valley, another African power was rising in the east, ready to control the seas themselves. Hidden deep in the Ethiopian islands, the kingdom of Aksum was building something that would make Rome take notice. From the 1st to 8th century CE, Aksum earned recognition as a major ancient superpower, standing alongside Rome, Persia, and China in terms of influence and reach. Building on the trade foundations that Kush had established, Aksum expanded African influence across the Red Sea and into the Indian Ocean. Mountain fortresses provided visibility for miles while remaining close enough to the coast to control the sea routes that connected 3 continents. Roman coins bearing the inscription King of Kings acknowledge Aksum's ruler, the African Christian emperor who controlled trade routes Rome desperately needed. Aksumite merchant fleets carried African iron technology, mathematical knowledge, and agricultural innovations to Arabia, India, and beyond. Their coins, bearing inscriptions in Greek, Ge'ez, and South Arabian, have been found as far as India and Sri Lanka, proof of commercial reach that rivaled any empire in history. But it's their engineering that truly demonstrates African genius. The 1,700-year-old obelisk of Aksum stands 24 meters tall and weighs 160 tons, a single piece of granite that required mathematical precision and engineering knowledge to quarry, transport, and erect. Recent ground-penetrating radar reveals these monuments are just the visible tips of vast underground complexes, royal tombs, ceremonial chambers, and water systems that supported over 20,000 people in a highland environment. These water systems showcase African innovation at its finest. Underground cisterns carved from solid rock, stone-lined channels that captured highland rainfall, and terraced irrigation that distributed water throughout the city. European visitors wouldn't see such sophisticated urban water management for centuries. In 320 CE, King Asana's conversion to Christianity made
Joe.
Aksum the
Yeah, I'm
first
switching over to it
sub-Saharan
now.
African state to adopt the religion. Rather than cultural surrender, this represented strategic brilliance. Christian Aksum became Rome's key ally in a region dominated by rival Persian and Arabian powers. The rock-hewn churches of Lalibela, carved from solid volcanic rock in the 12th century, proved that Aksumite engineering traditions survived long after the kingdom's political decline. These churches required architects to think in 3 dimensions, carving interconnected chambers while maintaining structural integrity. Mathematical and engineering knowledge passed down through generations of African craftsmen. As Aksum's naval power dominated the eastern seas, the forests of West Africa were witnessing their own technological revolution, one that would produce art so sophisticated it would break European minds centuries later. The knowledge that had flowed from the Noak Plateau and the ironworking traditions that had built Kushite power were evolving into the kingdom of Benin, where African metallurgy would reach its absolute peak. From the 13th to 19th centuries, Benin City housed over 100,000 inhabitants within earthwork walls that stretched 16,000 kilometers in total, creating one of the most extensive defensive networks in human history. These fortifications served as mathematical marvels that enclosed 500 interconnected settlements across 6,500 square kilometers using fractal geometry, patterns repeated at different scales throughout the city's design. Portuguese explorer Lourenço Pinto, arriving in 1691, could barely comprehend what he was seeing. Great Benin, where the king resides, is larger than Lisbon. All the streets run straight and as far as the eye can see. Deliberate urban planning created this marvel that European cities wouldn't achieve for centuries. The political system governing this vast territory demonstrates African innovations in statecraft that would influence democratic thinking worldwide. The Oba ruled through 3 distinct councils: the Uzama, hereditary chiefs; the Eghafbo Inore, palace chiefs; and the Eghafbo Inogbe, town chiefs. This system of checks and balances prevented absolute monarchy while maintaining efficient administration, a political innovation
So that sounds
that
like
predated
presidents,
European
governors,
constitutional
and
governments by
mayors.
centuries. But it was in bronze casting that Benin achieved true immortality. Using brass imported through Portuguese trade, Edo artisans created over 3,000 bronze plaques that served as historical records, cast in metal. Each plaque required furnace temperatures exceeding 1,000 degrees Celsius and precise alloy compositions that modern metallurgists recognize as technically optimal. The lost wax casting process demanded mathematical precision, artistic vision, and metallurgical knowledge that represented the pinnacle of human achievement. The bronze plaques functioned as libraries in metal, documenting royal history, religious ceremonies, and daily life with details so intricate that each hair on a person's head was individually rendered. The artistic techniques perfected in Benin influenced bronze working traditions across West Africa, connecting to kingdoms from Ife to the Akan territories of Ghana. The
That's
technological
Ife,
sophistication
not
extended
Ife,
beyond art.
Ife.
Archaeological evidence shows Benin's
IFE.
ironworkers produced steel using locally sourced ore and developed agricultural tools that supported intensive farming in forest environments. Their metallurgical knowledge built
Africa is the
directly on
birth of
techniques pioneered
agriculture.
by the Noak, demonstrating technological continuity across more than 2 millennia. Yet, this achievement would become the target of the greatest cultural crime in human history. In 1897, British forces conquered Benin and systematically destroyed a civilization. They burned the royal archives, erasing centuries of written history. They stole over 3,000 bronze artworks and auctioned them in London, using the proceeds to fund further colonial expeditions. Major General Harry Rawson, who led the expedition, wrote that the artifacts were spoils of war that would help civilize Africa by showing Europeans what Africans were capable of under proper guidance. The object theft extended to narrative destruction. When British forces first saw the Benin bronzes, they couldn't process that Africans had created art superior to anything in European museums. They began a century-long campaign to rewrite history itself. European archaeologists consistently attributed every African achievement to external influences. When Bernard Fagg discovered those revolutionary Knox sculptures in 1943, academic papers immediately suggested Arab or Mediterranean origins, despite radiocarbon dating proven indigenous development. When German archaeologist Leo Frobenius found Ife bronze heads in 1910, he claimed they resembled classical European art and must represent a lost colony of Atlantis, anything except African genius. This pattern became academic policy. UNESCO's initial assessments of African archaeological sites emphasized foreign influences over indigenous innovation. The Smithsonian labeled African collections as primitive art, influenced by more advanced civilizations. Academic journals published theories suggesting Phoenician colonies, ancient astronaut interventions, anything that avoided acknowledging African technological mastery. The British Museum currently houses over 900 Benin bronzes, generating millions in annual revenue, while Nigeria's repatriation requests remain unfulfilled. Museum director Neil McGregor stated in 2009 that the bronzes were safer in London than Nigeria, the same colonial justification used for the original theft. Similar stolen collections filled the Louvre, Metropolitan Museum,
Brother Che, that's them getting their lies straight.
All profiting from African genius while denying African achievement. Educational systems completed the erasure.
You already know.
British colonial education policies, implemented across Africa from 1900 to 1960, taught that Africa had no history worth studying. American textbooks continued this in the 1980s, presenting Africa as the dark continent, without civilizations or achievements, despite housing stolen evidence of African brilliance in their own museums. The conspiracy was complete. Steal the evidence, deny the achievement, profit from the theft. Archaeological evidence buried in African soil, oral histories preserved by African scholars, and modern technology continue revealing the truth. Archaeological techniques now prove what African communities always knew. Radiocarbon dating confirms that Kushite ironworking predated European techniques by centuries. Chemical analysis of Benin bronzes reveals unique alloy compositions, indicating indigenous metallurgical knowledge. Satellite imagery
and we was doing all of this while the back was still in the cave.
Each discovery making the cover-up more obvious. African scholars are reclaiming their narrative, using modern technology to reveal the full scope of ancestral accomplishments. DNA analysis shows indigenous development without external influence. Architectural studies prove African innovations in urban planning, hydraulic engineering, and construction techniques. Metallurgical research demonstrates that African ironworking, bronze casting, and steel production achieve levels of sophistication that European craftsmen wouldn't match for centuries. Today's African achievements build directly on these ancient foundations. Rwanda's drone delivery networks echo Oxumite trade innovations. Nigeria's fintech revolution continues Benin's commercial sophistication. South Africa's mining technologies advance Kushite metallurgical knowledge. African brilliance flows unbroken from ancient kingdoms to modern innovations. Wakanda existed in the highlands of Aksum, the forests of Benin, the deserts of Kush, and the plateaus of Nat, hidden in plain sight, protected by geography and African ingenuity. We cannot forget, and we will not let them erase us. These stories belong to us, and we're taking them back. They tried to convince the world that Africa had no history, no achievements, no civilizations worth remembering. The evidence speaks louder than their lies. Africa stands as the foundation of human civilization. If you believe these stories need to be told, subscribe to Black Stories Untold and help us spread the truth they don't want you to know. Share this video. Research your own heritage and never let anyone tell you that Africa has no history, because we are the history they tried to erase. And if you want to understand how the same forces that erase these kingdoms try to erase the humanity of our people, watch our video, 20 Terrifying Facts About Slavery. They didn't just steal our history. They tried to steal our souls.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Pretty much.
Nope. We're going
Pretty much.
So what's your closing, Shabaka?
Okay. My closing on that there, Brother Che, is that, hey, why do you think I took the name of Sankore? One of the major, largest universities at that time in the old Timbuktu.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. You see? So therefore, these damn Europeans, you know what I'm saying, calling themselves scholars and all this old shit. These motherfuckers wasn't nothing but a goddamn bunch of thieves and proliferers, if I got the word right. You know, if I'm saying the word right. You know, go snatching a culture and claiming it as their own. Huh. No wonder they burn in the sun.
Pilferers.
Divine revenge, Brother Che.
Yeah, it's pilferers, Shabaka.
Yeah, pilferage. Yeah,
everywhere.
pilferage. And we're supposed to sit up here and hate our naturals, hate our wide noses. You see what I'm saying? And what have you. But yet, though, they go out there in the sun and want to get a tan. Time 18180, big facts. You definitely saying the word right, even if you're saying it wrong, you're saying it right. Okay. Well, I may not talk right time 18188, but at least I do know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you see. So this is why we are so hated. You see what I'm saying? This is why they would always want to take the black male and castrate them. This is why that they wanted to violate the black woman. And that's why Muhammad Ali had talked real bad about Ken Norton back in 1975 when he played in that movie. Okay, I was saying it wrong too. And anytime I get anything wrong, I believe I'm right. Okay, well, so now let me make sure I understand this time. Okay, I was saying it wrong too. And anytime I get anything wrong, I believe I'm right. Okay. So it's the thought that you're speaking of. Am I right about that time, 18188? I mean, yeah, 18188.
Yeah, I think he's just being sarcastic, Shabaka. But we gotta wrap
Okay.
it up, so
Okay, so we're wrapping it up, ladies and gentlemen, and the air date of this episode was here of Wednesday, July 22nd. In the year 2026, okay? So definitely Google our past episodes, and definitely we need some funding for Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced, okay? Because I'm down to pennies now, you know, putting them up in penny rolls, trying to go cash them in, you know, to keep this platform up. And also, too, Brother Joe, if you're still out there, yeah, man, okay, I'm going to read over that material as well, too, okay? And then, so I don't know what to do about the StreamYard situation, Brother Che. You know what I mean? I'm thinking what they...
You're just going to have to do what you did. We're just going to have to do what you did on the 209 number until we can get it figured out.
Right, yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run a diagnostics on my computer. I have someone in my family who's very knowledgeable about it to run a diagnostics on it because I don't want to push the wrong button. You know what I'm saying? But what it is, and do let us say it is here on Shabaka's Black Experience Enhanced. We don't hate you other groups, but we will be damned if we're going to love you while you are hating us. See, we don't have that syndrome where they talk about the slave wanting to be free. You see what I'm saying? We don't mind discussing with other groups of individuals and what have you. All we ask when you come up on our platform, be respectful, okay? And one damn thing you're not going to do. You are not going to contradict us. And you're not going to tell us that a man shoving ketchup up his ass as having a menstrual cycle. That is a deep, deep insult to all of womanhood.
Right.
Okay? So, as they say, go back to Europe with it. Okay? Okay. When I pronounce words that I'm saying it wrong. I know what I'm saying is wrong, but believe me, I'm right. That's what I'm saying. Yes, sir, time. Okay. I relate time. Yeah, let's go. Okay, so Brother Chase, so we're gonna end this episode, and please share this here far and wide. And then, like I said, we will welcome anybody up on our platform, and I'm talking about OTBs, as long as you are respectful. You're not gonna come up here and contradict us.
Right.
Okay?
You're not gonna tell us
all right.
You're not gonna tell us how to think. You're not gonna do none of that.
Exactly. You see? And also too, Black family, if we have a disagreement or what have you, please let's keep it in-house. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, Time. We respect everyone, but you gotta respect us.
Exactly, Time. You know what I'm saying? Because you could best believe these other groups, man, keep their shit in-house. You know what I'm saying? And then too, as you know, Time, when you could tell you striking a nerve, just like when Muhammad Ali was using that left jab, hitting the same spot, it's gonna swell up. It gets tender. So then, you know, you go in there and get these fools come out here, you dirty NGR, you arrogant black SOB and all this old type of shit. Man, all that shit is negative. Okay. And if you are not Black, okay, if you are not of African descent or descent of the, as Brother Chase says, of the copper colored people, we don't mind having a respectful conversation with you, but you sure in the fuck are not gonna come tell us our history.
Right.
We are history.
That's right.
Okay, and with that there being said, Brother Che, I'm gonna sign off. And when are we coming back on the Frontline Black News?
In about an hour, Shabaka.
Okay, all right, okay. So send me the link again, and I'm gonna try to work the same voodoo and magic, man, of how I got this one, and then out there get his phone time to cool down. All right, Joe. Okay, all right. Talk to y'all soon. Okay, I'm out from Sin City. Come on, 7-Eleven, and put them ponies back in the barn.
In the bottom of the hull of the ship.
Oh, sir. I already told these people who call themselves Raiders to either change their name or leave town.
Okay, Tom, we'll see you in about an hour.
Yeah, man, up there got ponies up there, man. You know what I'm saying?
Top of the division and keep the Gators in the bottom of the whole of the division where they belong.
Sir, well, they need to change their name or leave town, and we got 6 more weeks for the regular season to start. So yes, then preseason, should be starting in about 3 weeks. Okay, and then also too, I am a Bears fan by default. You know what I mean?
Oh Lord. Okay. Well, that's one thing the old boy got in common. All right, we're gonna wrap the thing up. So this is gonna conclude season 12, episode 6, special edition of Shabakas Black Experience Enhanced in conjunction with the Frontline Black News. Join us in about an hour for Frontline Black News, season 6, episode 35, part 3, continuation, part 2. So we'll see y'all then. So peace, love, light, reparations, separations, and delineations, and Black empowerment. Chan Krumah signing out from the Mile High Income and illegal migrant for the city. Yeah, he is rolling in his grave, but oh well.
Yeah, man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You damn right Al Davis rolling in his grave. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man. That's disgusting. All right. I'm out from Sin City. Okay. Take care.